What is up, everyone, and welcome to the Random Encounter Podcast, episode 153. I'm your host, James, and I am joined by the fanboy himself, Phaneckswhy,
What's up?
and of course, the Dress for Your Master, who looks like he's dressed up as a Cobra Kai, student or something. We got the dominant himself, Brian.
Live from blood-soaked Tokyo. Yeah, so I don't know, my bangs have been getting really long and I've just been too lazy to get a haircut, so I've been kind of rocking this sweatband for like working out and stuff like that, and kind of like how it looks, and it kind of fits with the Ninja Gaiden theme for everything I've been playing and all the rest, so I'm kind of rocking it right now.
Nice. I was just thinking Cobra Kai. I was like, you know what? You
Yeah,
look
that's
like
fine.
you could be,
Yeah.
part of the crew there with everybody.
Or
Oh man.
Solid Snake.
Or Solid Snake, that is true.
Yeah.
Solid Snake with the infinite ammo headband,
Mhm.
right? But we got a little bit to talk about today, and it probably won't be a long podcast today. I don't know if you guys
We
can
say
hear
that
it
every time
through.
that it is.
I know, right? Exactly. But my voice is literally like gone away. I've been battling a cold since Monday, so like my throat is very itchy, so I don't want to talk as much.
You got a pop?
What was that?
You got a pop to drink or something? Some pop?
No, I drink well, I've been drinking like ginger ale. I guess would you
Okay, there
consider
you go. Yeah.
that like
I
soda?
guess that pop. Yeah.
Like I guess like I
Yeah.
I don't know.
just
I
drink
always thought that was a little bit
warm
different.
lemon water, man.
Yeah, you need a hot toddy. Is that what it's called? Hot toddy or something like that? It's like lemon and honey and stuff, and like
Could do
tea or
that.
something like that.
I had like
Toddy.
Theraflu too. Actually, I'm gonna get a ginger ale probably in a bit when we start talking about what we've been playing. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow over on Twitch as well. Ash should be joining us. He said he was gonna join, so I thought he would be here already so he can open up with his Japan trip. But we'll probably have to save that towards the end. So while we're at it, let's start talking about what we've been playing. I am gonna hand it over to you, Brian and Van. I'm gonna go get some ginger ale real quick so that my throat doesn't itch as much. So go ahead, take it away.
Are you able to hear me, James?
I will not, because I have to run downstairs to get it.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
we'll veg on something else until you come back, because I definitely want to talk to you about Ninja Gaiden. I want you to hear about my experiences with Ninja Gaiden 4.
I do want to hear that. Let's just go ahead and talk. I'll see if maybe I can ask my wife real quick to bring me
Okay,
that.
just
She'll
have
come
her
save
put it by the
day.
door.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll do that, I'm sure.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
I've
so-
just been playing a bunch of stuff, but yeah, Ninja Gaiden 4 came out a couple days ago, and I triple dipped. I got it on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC, just because that game is like really important to me and everything.
Mhm.
It looked amazing. I mean, I remember when that event happened where they showed it the first time, and just being blown away by how incredible it looked and everything. And I started playing it on my Xbox, and it starts off in this train area, like this like open train, and it's the tutorial where you're learning how to fight enemies and stuff. And it's really graphically impressive, actually. Like you can tell I think anyway, they optimized the crap out of this game, because when I was playing it on my Xbox Ally X, which we'll get to in a minute, it ran like really well. It looks really. I mean, not. I should rephrase that. When it ran really well. But I had it crashed a few times on me, actually, and I don't know if that's a matter of
Probably a
the Xbox
driver
Ally
issue.
X.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's a
probably
driver
something I'll be
issue.
fixing an update, or
Are
something.
you playing
that...
it through Game Pass?
No, I own it.
Oh, okay. But did you get through the Microsoft Store or through Steam?
Like I own it on Steam. I mean, I own it on Xbox, so I own it on PC as well, because it's a Play Anywhere title. So I own it on both. But I was playing it on Xbox, or I was playing it on a Microsoft Store. I don't think I played it on the Steam version.
So I will tell you this: I had that same issue with Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, like the remake they did, through the Microsoft Store. And apparently, every time I looked at it, it says the Microsoft Store version just sucks, and the Steam version was way more stable. I don't know why, but Ninja Gaiden 2 Black had the same issue.
I need to try that then. I need to try it on Steam and see how it runs. But yeah, it's really good. I love the aesthetic is incredible. It's really an awesome aesthetic. It's kind of like this super future, but at the same time kind of old school looking Japan kind of thing, with like this skeleton of a huge dragon that's like intertwined through the city, and it's like constantly raining, but they're talking about dragons and swords and stuff, but they're still fighting with guns. And I love that kind of retro future kind of thing. It's kind of like I guess you could kind of say it's kind of like Fallout 4 or 3 or whatever. It's kind of futuristic, but it's kind of like 50s as well. That's kind of what this is. Well, it's not 50s. It's kind of like we're talking about ninjas and they're fighting with swords and the Dark Dragon clan and like shuriken and all this kind of movement and stuff. It's very like old school samurai movies and stuff like that. And then at the same time, you have this super futuristic world with like these soldiers with mecha armor on and neon lights that light it up, and the cities have skyscrapers and everything. And I just really think that dichotomy works really well in a setting where the graphics can handle it. But that being said, yeah, I have been having some experience issues on the Asus ROG Ally X as far as the train section. Specifically, it crashed on me like 3 or 4 times before I could finish the train station. It got really frustrating, actually. But then eventually what I did was I turned off FSR and I turned down the graphics to like low or medium or some. I don't remember what. I know for sure I turned off FSR and then it didn't crash again after I did that. And I played it probably another like 20 minutes after and it didn't crash after that. So I don't know if maybe it's an FSR thing or something. But it's been running. But when it runs really smoothly. Actually, it's just pretty solid. I think like 45 to 50 frames per second, maybe. The only criticism I have of it, and it's something that I didn't think would be a thing because I never really played Ninja Gaiden for the story. I don't know about you guys, but I really couldn't care less about Ryu's quest to defeat the Dark Dragon or whatever. It just was kind of like cliche video gaming kind of stories. Like you can say the original Ninja Gaiden had some of the best cinematics ever. You think of that really iconic scene where they like both jump up in the moon at the moon or whatever, and they clash swords. It's a pretty iconic NES image, especially for that time and what storytelling was limited to back in the late 80s, early 90s. But with this game and with all Ninja Gaidens, actually, because none of the Ninja Gaiden games since the one, since it got rebooted for Xbox like 21 years ago or whatever it was, none of those stories really interested me. It just was kind of like Dead or Alive slop. It kind of was a similar thing to that, where Dead or Alive tries to have this like super serious story and it's just not very interesting. It's just a lot of melodrama and stuff. And that's kind of what I feel like this is. And at least so far, I'm only like two chapters into it or whatever, and maybe it gets better, but based on reviews that I've read, it hasn't been it's not a super great story by any means. It's all about the action, and I'm totally fine with that. But you get to this in the opening scene, you go and rescue this girl. She's a priestess or whatever, and the voice acting feels kind of out of place. She sounds kind of weird. And it's not that she's a bad voice actor necessarily, but it just feels like, and I don't blame the voice actress directly. I blame the direction. It just feels very out of place. It's like it feels very, I don't know, millennial, I guess. Just very. It's supposed to be this very like serious world and techno, old school Japan, this and that, and this girl feels like she just kind of was watching a lot of TikToks before Ryu found her. I don't mean she sounds like a teenager, but she just kind of sounds very informal given the circumstances. And so that was a little jarring. And the protagonist that you play as, I don't remember what his name is right now, but it's not Ryu. You don't start the game playing as Ryu. He's not super interesting either. He's just kind of like a young gruff ninja character or whatever, and he's fine, but we'll see if that grows at all. But it's beautiful. The action is crisp, very bloody, feels very good to fight people. Can't complain about the action of the game. It is really, really exceptional, and I'm looking forward to getting more time to go back into that world. And I assume based on the thumbnail of our YouTube, or rather of the podcast today, that you'll want me to get into the Xbox Ally X a little bit later, so we'll save that. And I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I was playing besides Ninja Gaiden, really. Still playing Metaphor ReFantazio. I jumped back into that, as I mentioned last week. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We can move on.
Nice. What about you, fam? What you've been playing?
Just a little bit of Hollow Knight, trying to pick up where I left off because I forgot where I ended up. So it's one of those games where, like, if you don't play it in a while, you kind of lose track where you're at.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to kind of get my bearings to figure out where I was going. So I finally got to a spot where I have an idea of where I'm at, because when I started playing that game, I just kind of just wandered around, and now I have to like focus about exactly where I need to go. Stop wandering because unfortunately you get lost in that game.
Yeah.
I like it, but I find it kind of tedious to navigate through a little bit.
Yeah, if you don't have the maps, that's the problem.
No, I have the maps. It's just, I don't know, the fast travel just feels kind of very monotonous, and it's just a very big world. You move around kind of slow. There's lots of enemies that can just annihilate you and everything. I like the atmosphere and everything, but it's just I kind of stepped off of it because of how
Well, it's
big it
just
was.
like I got into a spot where like I didn't have a map for it, so like I got lost and I couldn't
Right.
figure out where I was at. So like I had to like backtrack a whole bunch just to figure out where I needed to go.
to get back to a spot where you had the map.
Yeah.
So
And
it's not like, that's one thing I don't like about it, is it's not like Super Metroid or whatever, where as you go the map fills in. It doesn't work like that. In this, you have to buy the map and then it'll fill in.
Yeah.
My son's well, at least my second oldest, he beat Hollow Knight and like was obsessed. So then his birthday was on Monday and we got him Silk Song. And he's been playing that nonstop, and he's been complaining how hard
all the kids
how
are
hard
loving
that is.
Hollow Knight, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
And I told him, here, why don't you play Metroid Dread? He's like, no, I don't like Metroid Dread. I was like, why? He's like, cause you use guns. I want to use swords. I was like, no, it's like you gotta play Metroid Dread. It's fun. I know it's
well,
sad.
it's better than Roblox anyway.
Yeah, right. It takes them away from Roblox, so I see that as a win. If you can get them away from Roblox, that's always a win. My oldest, he was playing Persona 3 Reload for a long time, and then he just dropped out of it, and then he stopped at Kingdom Hearts as well because he could not play Kingdom Hearts 1. He said the mechanics are too like outdated. And I was like, well, you restarted the game 3 times because of whatever reason. It's like you shouldn't have to do that. We should just kept going on. But yeah, that's that. I mean, anytime they're not playing Roblox or like Call of Duty or something like that, I get excited. Because it's like something else. It's a real game, right? I'm trying to get him to play Final Fantasy 7 Remake. Because he has I don't know, he was of some game he plays on Roblox. They added Cloud to it. I was like, well, now you should play Final Fantasy 7 Remake and actually know what Cloud's all about. But yeah, we'll see. The other thing he's been playing is Smash. We've been playing Smash against each other. And yeah, he's been using.
Yeah, I remember the last time we played Smash. I had to show you guys a couple things.
Well, the oldest there that you played against, he's the one that like going back at it, and he's beat me more than I can say. Like he's like, one time I told him, I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to teach you a lesson, and he beat me 4 times in a row. I was like, okay, I gotta practice. But then finally I found the Kryptonite and started using the Kryptonite against him. So yeah.
See, you should have told me that Kryptonite when I got embarrassed by him. So thanks a lot.
Well, he's using Joker now, and then Joker's just a cheating character because once he summons Arsene, it's like he has a counter, and he does crazy damage. He gets faster, and it's just like a cheat code, basically. So like his thing was always to wait and counter, and when you counter with Arsene, it does like double the damage, and it doesn't matter if it's like a projectile you counter, it'll still hit you regardless, which is dumb. So the counter with that was Captain Falcon, because Captain Falcon, his up B is to grab, so you'll continuously grab, so you can't counter a grab. And then when he's about to counter, if you just hold and do a Falcon punch, he holds and charges it, so like he doesn't know when to press the button. By the time he counters, it's already done, and you hit him, and that's it. So, yep, just had to go through and find a great character. And then the other thing they did, which is funny, is they both would play Lucas and Ness, and then they'll put me in the middle, and they do PK fire, and then I can't move because they're both doing it at the same time, and you're stuck just getting hit, and they just keep spamming PK fire until you have like 500 damage, and they hit you once and you're dead. So
I bet that's fun to hear. PK fire, PK fire. PK
that's all you
fire.
hear. Bring Mother 3, Nintendo, because Mother 3 is amazing. It's amazing. But yeah, what I've really been playing is Pokemon Legends ZA, and we talked about it a little bit last podcast.
How is that?
I will say this. As of right now, where I'm at, I don't think it's better than Legends Arceus. In terms of story, though. in terms of story and music. I think the music direction is a little bit better in Legends Arceus than it is in Legends ZA, but the gameplay itself is very fun. Like I do like the loop. I do think it does get very how can I put it? Like you're juggling a bunch of things at once, because when you start fighting the Mega Evolve, I forget what they're called now, the Rogue Mega Evolve Pokemon, they're attacking you and they're really trying to go after you. So you're constantly dodging while also trying to tell your Pokemon what to do. And you're juggling around these AoE attacks while also like, fighting them. And it does get pretty cool. The other thing as well that I like is you can be fighting one Pokemon, but then if a group of Pokemon are around you, they all will start attacking you. So you also have to be careful. You can't just go ahead and lock in on just one enemy and it's a one-on-one. No, like if there's other Pokemon there and they see you, they're all gonna jump in and attack you. So there's a couple times that I've almost died because of that, because I'm getting hit multiple times. The alpha Pokemon that you find, they're pretty difficult, kind of like Legends Arceus. They put up a good fight. What makes them really hard is they're always in areas where there's a bunch of other Pokemon, so you can't really one-on-one these alpha Pokemon. The other Pokemon will attack you. There's one that's on top of this like pillar. It's a alpha, whatever Talonflame second evolution is. I forgot what it is, but it's whatever that is. Uh, it's an alpha version of that, and he's like up high. And if you try to get close, or if you attack any Pokemon that are around it, he starts attacking you. So then you have to try to attack these side Pokemon to go ahead and fight him, and it's a pain. I've been trying to capture it and I couldn't. The negative is Lumino City. I don't like the wild zones. Don't do it for me. It's just like, oh, you're in an area where you can catch your Pokemon, but it's just the city streets. And yeah, it might have grass and stuff like that, but it's not the same.
Just not diverse enough. Not like
Yeah.
Arceus or Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, exactly. Where you have different terrains. There's a snow area. There's a, like the river or water area. There's a volcano. You don't get that there. But the nighttime battles is pretty cool. The music reminds me of Sonic Unleash. Like when you do the Werehog levels, it has that very jazzy beat to that, which is kind of cool. And the battles just overall are great. Like I do really enjoy the battles. They are very fun. The difficulty curve, I think, does step up a little bit. So, like, I find myself having to grind a little bit more. It could be either that or my team just sucks, which I doubt it, because usually I'm pretty good with making my teams. Uh, but yeah, overall, I'm enjoying it. I don't think it's better than Legends Arceus as of right now, and I think the main reason is because of the story. The story of Legends Arceus was actually interesting. I kind of wanted to know what was going on. Where Legends ZA, I don't really care about the story so far. It's just, yeah, there's rogue Pokemon. You're trying to investigate what's going on, and that's it. Now, to be
And
fair,
you're trying to go from Z to A.
yeah, go to Z. Well, yeah, the reason you're trying to go to Z to A is you're trying to climb up top so that you can have they'll give you more tools to investigate these rogue mega evolutions. I'm like, all right, I guess. Um, that's cool. But I am still only 7 hours in. I didn't get to play as much because, like I mentioned, I was sick, so a lot of the time I was just going straight to sleep. But yeah, I'm still enjoying it. I'm liking the promotional battles. Just the trainer battles are fun. Um, the battle system in general, being able to just to swap out moves at any time. Like Legends Arceus introduced that already, but it made it even easier. And there's upgrades to moves. I like how if you use Protect now is not just like a defense boost or like it protects you. You have to time it perfectly. So if a Pokemon's about to attack, you press Protect, you'll get this barrier around you and it shields you from that attack. If you do something like U-turn, it actually hits them and then you quickly like jump back. So you don't have to, stay there. It kind of helps you like dodge. The moves actually mean something. The non-attack moves actually do a lot more than what you thought they would. And some of the moves are a little bit different because now you're in a more real-time combat. So they don't have the same effect as in, say, I'll give you a good example. What's it called? I think Sand Tomb was just like a normal attack. Sand Tomb now in Legends ZA, it creates like a whirlpool of sand. And if you're in that area, you just keep getting AoE damage. So then you have to move away to continue that battle, or else you're going to continuously get hit. So stuff like that is pretty neat of how they kind of did all of that stuff. So I do like I like the upgrades in battle, and I honestly think going forward, Pokemon should continue this battle system. I think it's a good play. I think you'll enjoy it, Bryant, whenever you get to it. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying like story wise and just the diversity of Legends Arceus, I like it better. And part of it too
Should I
is
play
kind of
Arceus first?
uh I would say yeah, because you mm, you don't really have to, I guess, because you like turn-based battle systems too. So I think you'll be fine with playing either or. For somebody who doesn't like turn-based battles but wants to get into Pokemon, then I would recommend Legends Arceus and then go to Legends ZA. But Legends ZA Combat, I think once you start playing it, you're gonna be like, okay, this is pretty awesome. But yeah, I've been playing that, and actually that's it. That's all I've been playing because I've been sick. So all right. Let's go ahead and get into some small news here. Starting off with Kirby Air Riders. They have a direct today. Did anybody here watch it? Because I didn't get to watch it.
No, I didn't even know there was a direct.
An hour for that game seems a bit much.
Did you?
I mean,
Considering
they
this
already
is the
they already
second
had
one.
like they almost had an hour direct
Mhm.
last time. It was like 45 minutes.
I can't believe Ash isn't here to talk about this.
I know. I was hoping for him to come in and give his thoughts on that because he's the Kirby Air Riders person. Like I
He's the
didn't.
Kirby Air Rider speaker.
Yeah, I didn't watch it unfortunately, and that's on me. But I've been busy, so hate that I can't speak on that because we are a podcast that tries to talk about the latest news. But I was already sold on Kirby Air Riders anyway, so I'll go ahead and watch it probably later on. Maybe I'll have more to speak about it later, or if Ash comes in later, we can we'll go back to that topic later on. Luigi's Mansion is coming to Nintendo Switch Online. I get it. It's Halloween. I was actually hoping Path of Radiance was coming because it's also the anniversary of Path of Radiance. And I think Fire Emblem Path of Radiance would have been the better option. But hey, Nintendo Switch Online is
It's
getting Luigi's
Halloween,
Mansion.
man.
Huh?
It's Halloween.
But it's also Path of
You gotta have a
Radiance's
spooky game.
anniversary.
Yeah,
We
but you
could
gotta have a spooky game on Halloween.
we can have both. uh but it's kind of cool to see that now, technically speaking, you can play all three Luigi's Mansions games on Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch 2 rather.
It's so
Technically, yeah.
frustrating though that you can own 2 and 3 and you can't own 1. And it's
Yeah.
like I really hope that they don't do that with Metroid Prime where they bring like Metroid Prime 1 and you can own it on Switch, then 2 is like a GameCube game, and then 3 they do some or let's say they make a port of it for
Mhm.
Switch, and it's like you can own 1 and 3 but you can't own 2. It's just like ugh, it's awful.
I feel like 3 deserves a remaster as well, because that relied heavily on motion controls, and if they did a remaster, they can like remove the motion controls, kind of like they did with Skyward Sword, or give you at least that option, and it would work perfect for Corruption, because I think that game also is the least played Metroid game out of the 3, because a lot of people just didn't want to deal with the motion control, and some people were just moving on to like Xbox 360 and PS3. I myself, I enjoy 3. I like going from like different planets. You had to go to different planets and visit different areas, and I thought that was pretty cool that they did that in Corruption, which doesn't seem, I could be wrong, but I don't seem to see that in Metroid Prime 4. It looks like it's just one planet but different terrains, but I guess that's kind of the same
You get the
thing.
motorcycle.
Hey, you get the motorcycle. That's true, but I would rather use the ship, right?
I agree.
They could have done what Starfield was supposed to do, right? And make it so that you actually can do seamless space travel
Travel.
to different planets. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, Luigi's Mansion is coming on, I think right before Halloween, right? Isn't it like the 30th? I believe it's
30th,
coming up. Yeah. So
Same day as Mortal Kombat Collection.
yes, that is true. That is true. Oh, today Persona 3 Reload also is available on Nintendo Switch 2. I was debating on getting it on Switch 2. I'm holding back because I'm like, I have it on Steam Deck.
I heard some things.
Oh, what you hear?
I heard that it's a really crappy port so far. Like they
Really?
need to update the crap out. Yeah, I heard the frame rate's really awful and it's missing a lot of DLC and stuff like that.
Because at least from the demo I played, it ran perfect. Like it ran at
Really?
a good 30. Yeah. So I don't know. That's why I'm
Hmm.
wondering if it's beyond that. But I did see an article where Atlas says they're aware of some of the frame rate issues and they're gonna address that later on. I'm wondering where does that like happen? Maybe in Tartarus? Because I haven't gotten to Tartarus yet. I've just been doing like the school stuff and back and forth. So I wonder if that's the case. But like that goes back to our conversations we have plenty of times on the podcast. That the Nintendo Switch 2 is more than capable of handling Persona 3 Reload.
You'd
Why
think.
are they just doing a bad job porting this game? Because there's no reason for them for it to run at not even at 30 FPS. This game can easily run at 60 FPS on the Switch 2. If it runs 45 on the Steam Deck, it can definitely run 60 on the Switch 2. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on. But anyways, that's Persona 3 Reload is available on Switch 2 there. Now today also was some weird, I don't know, like back to back there was announcements and I was wondering, it's like, did I miss a Nintendo Direct or something? Because I wasn't sure what was going on. But they announced Assassin's Creed Shadow is coming to Switch 2 on December 2nd. I was like,
Key
okay,
card.
this came out of nowhere. It is a game key card. Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition is also coming to Nintendo Switch 2. And then System Shock Remake is coming to Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 as well. All three of these games got announced back to back. And I was wondering if I missed a Direct because I wasn't sure what was going on here.
Get them
But
out of the way. I don't want those in a direct.
that is true. I wouldn't mind those. Or actually, I don't care about those being there because honestly speaking, System Shock is maybe the only one that I would say I'm slightly interested in. Assassin's Creed Shadow, I maybe will pick it up on Switch 2 just to have it on Switch 2, but we'll see. We'll wait and see. I want to see how that runs on Switch 2. I'm very curious to see
I heard
how
it's
that
good.
goes.
I heard that somebody played it or something, and they had the early impressions and said it ran pretty solidly.
That's good. Yeah, I assume they did a good job with Star Wars Outlaws, which I still want to pick up.
They're
Like,
still updating that too.
yeah, exactly. And I do want to pick it up to support it because I do like what they're doing there. But some people say the game is not the best. So I'm like, do I want to support a bad game, even though they're updating it on the Switch too? Not really, not really. So I'm debating on that.
Just attach a note to your money when you buy it at the store. Just write, "This is to support the brand, not because I support the game."
Yeah, exactly. To support third-party devs
Yep.
to make really bad ports on Switch too. Nah, they're doing a good job there. But yeah, those three games are there. Is anybody a little bit excited about any of those games? I know you just said no, Bryant. No to you, fan. Gotcha. Poor third parties. That's why they
I
can't
play
win.
those. I play those other places. Like I own Star Wars
Mhm.
Outlaws. It's like I'm not buying that stuff on Switch because remote play is so prevalent now
Mhm.
that I mean, and I know I'm not everybody. Like not everybody has a great internet connection. All the rest they want to play it on. They want to play it portably or whatever. But it's just I feel like if the experience was a little closer to 1-to-1 of a PlayStation or an Xbox, then I'd be like, okay, I can understand maybe why somebody would want to pick it up, have it portably. They don't have an Xbox or whatever, or a PC or PlayStation 5. But no matter what, even if it's playable, it's still a lesser experience than the other consoles and PC. And so I just feel like if you're putting down that kind of money, you should have the best possible experience. And I don't know, I guess I'm just kind of ambivalent about playing those kinds of games on Switch.
See, with me, I think it goes back to the novelty. Like, I like playing games portably mainly because, like, as a kid, I always wondered, man, it would be so cool to play because we would travel a lot, right?
Yeah,
Or I would have to go to my
I get
grandma's
that.
house or something like that. And I was like, man, I really wanted to play Donkey Kong
Mario
Country.
64. Yeah,
Or yeah, Mario 64, right? And I remember when Mario 64 came to DS, I thought it was the best thing ever. I was like,
mind
this
blowing.
is so cool. But like Donkey Kong
Awful
Country was
control
the
scheme.
first one. When Donkey Kong Country came out, I remember I was so upset to go to my grandma's house because I couldn't play Donkey Kong Country at home. And then Donkey Kong Land came out, and then I quickly realized Donkey Kong Land is not Donkey Kong Country. But then on Game Boy Color, they did have Donkey Kong Country come out, which was the same exact game. And I was like, man, this is so awesome. Like, what if every game came to the Game Boy, right? And, little by little, it's turned into that with the Switch too. So anytime there's a portable version of said game, like, which is why I like to play on the Switch too, or even the ROG Ally X, I always think it's pretty cool that they're doing that because, yeah, it might be the lesser experience because it's not as powerful, but it's nice to get that experience in general, where I'm sure there's a lot of people out there, right, who are always on the go. They get to do that. Like my game time, I might have a break at work or something like that, and I'll pull it out and play a little bit of it. So that's what I like about those. All right. That's really bit of like it's like all the small news really. I know a lot of creators were just talking about how they were at Square Enix Japan. They got to play Final Fantasy 7 Remake on Switch too and Xbox. I think we all know it's gonna be great. They've already said it multiple times it's gonna be great. I don't know how much more we need to hear that it's gonna be great. But yeah, there's also that as well, but I didn't feel like it was that important to really talk about. I'm excited for
I'll
it though.
definitely be buying that when that goes on sale, not when it first comes out, because I
You're not
do
gonna
think
buy it
that
for
there is a
$40
really
and get those Magic the Gathering cards?
no, I don't buy physical. I don't think you get Magic the Gathering
Oh,
cards
no.
if it's digital.
Do you own Final
I think
Fantasy 7
I
digital
own that
already?
already.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I know you get that for free. But yeah, it's just I get the novelty of playing that on a Nintendo Switch and playing it portably, and how they're really curtailing the experience to run well on Switch too. But
I
it's just
pre-ordered it.
yeah, I
Just to
don't
get the
begrudge
cards.
anybody. What for the cards? Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, I want the cards too. Like that's the main thing. I mean, I have two decks back there of what's it called? Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering cards. So I'm excited for that, and I'm excited just to play Remake again. And I've told you plenty of times like I want to replay Original 7, but I'm holding off for this so I can do them side by side, just to play them side by side. And it's been taking a lot of willpower because I've been wanting to pop it open and just play. Because part of it is I kind of want to see if I'll change my mind about 7. So 7 on my list of Final Fantasies is not ranked up there. Like I feel like it's
Okay.
overrated. Um, Cloud as a main character, I can care less about. Sephiroth as a villain I think he's overrated
He's
too.
iconic. Come on.
Like he's
Oh,
iconic, but he's overrated. Like there's so many better Final Fantasy villains than Sephiroth. Sephiroth is just a guy who has mommy issues. Cloud is a guy who has identity issues. It's like they're both made for each other. They both have issues. And it's like I don't know. I just could,
that's a hot take, James. I can understand feeling that way because it is an early PS1 game and it looks really rough now.
What's that
Comparing
mean
that to like 8.
graphics? Like graphics,
I know. That's
I
what I'm
actually
saying.
like the iconic. I prefer those graphics than say like the chibi graphics that we get on like Bravely Default, for example. I actually like the polygon graphics. I don't know why. They're just it's nostalgia
Yeah, I don't
maybe.
know. I don't tell you about that. I mean, Cloud looks like you took like a kindergarten drawing and painted purple pants on him in a silver. Like it doesn't look good. And they also in the original PlayStation versions, they're missing mouths. Like the PlayStation couldn't add that little line, like a little black line.
Yeah, that's
Anyway,
awesome.
Too much rendering.
so what'd you say?
That says too much rendering.
Yeah, it needs that
Yeah,
ray
at least they
tracing
got
to add
feet.
that little line. Yeah, they got little triangles for feet. But like I totally can understand coming from the perspective of 7 being overrated because it is heralded as I mean, they're doing this remake and rebirth and spending who knows how much money, and I mean it's selling, but I think the reason that it's so beloved is because for me, I can speak for myself because I never got into RPGs really before 7. It was that
Mhm.
7 was the first RPG that made me fall in love with the genre, and it was because Cloud was so cool with his big sword and Barret and Aerith and Tifa and
Mhm.
all of them, and the story was cool. The setting, it was just very cool in 97. That whole setting was very cool. And I don't know. I can understand where you're coming from that you think that it could be construed as overrated because I think it's very much a product of its time and its popularity is that of its time. And then you have us people that have grown up knowing how special it is because we grew up in the time when it was special. And then now the people that are seeing it now, and I mean, I don't even know what kind of psychopath would play a remake and rebirth before trying Final Fantasy VII, like the original. Like that just is insane to me.
Mhm.
Uh, but like now people are coming to it now and it looks amazing and everything, and you could just see them kind of get into it based on what they're playing in the present and not looking back to what it was in the past. And so, I mean, there's no question that 9 and 8 look way better than 7 does, but I don't go so far as you to say that. I honestly think for a PlayStation game, I think that Cloud's storyline is actually pretty deep. I mean, it's some pretty messed up stuff, and I found it like really interesting. Like the bits in the beginning, like where he's a soldier, he's just kind of like a standoffish guy, or whatever. Like that's whatever. But then like later on, when like Tifa has to kind of put him back together, and you learn about Zack, and you learn about how his inferiority complex and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. But anyway,
I I still think he's not the best. Like it,
I'm not saying he's the best, but I don't think he's bad.
like Final Fantasy VII was my first Final Fantasy game. Wasn't my first RPG. I want to say in order, it was Breath of Fire 4, my introduction to RPGs, and then I believe Legend of the Dragoon, and then I played Final Fantasy VII.
Didn't Dragoon come out after 7? So you went back
So
and played
so
it?
maybe it was then 7, because when I played 7, 8 was already out. I know that for a fact.
Okay. So 8 came out in 99. I want to say Dragoon came out in 2000.
In 2000. Okay, so then it would have been
So I'll double check.
after that. But I remember like playing 7, and I enjoyed 7. I was like, oh man, this is great. And then I remember playing 8, and I just hated the junction system, and I was like, oh, this is lame. Like
It's complicated.
I'm a pass. Played 9, loved 9. Eventually, I went back to 8 and enjoyed 8 once I had a better understanding of it. But then I went back and started
Dragoon.
playing like 2, 3, 4, 5. I played a little bit of 5, not all of it. Excuse me. And then of course I played 10 and 12. And then after playing all those games, I feel that I feel like the other games are just a lot better. I don't know why. Like the story, I get what you're saying at, and the story is very iconic. Again, it being the first Final Fantasy that I played, I understand it, but Final Fantasy 4 to me, I still think is one of the better stories. So it's 10. Like 10, I've told you plenty of times, it's my favorite Final Fantasy. And replaying 10 before Pokemon Legends, or before Final Fantasy Tactics came out, I was replaying 10, and just replaying it, I was like, yeah, this is still my favorite. Because I was wondering, it's like maybe is nostalgia lens. Like I played it a lot, and the last time I played it was when it released on Vita. When I really like played it was on Vita, and then I hadn't picked it up again. So I picked it up again on Switch and started playing, and I was like, man, no, I really do enjoy 10. But 7 is just in my head. Every time I hear somebody say, "Oh, 7 is my favorite Final Fantasy," it's like, really? Out of all the Final Fantasies, 7 is your favorite? Like that's always in my head. So there's so many more. I think the story in 9 is way better than 7. I think
I disagree
Zidane
with
as a
that.
main character is what you disagree with that, really? I think Zidane has it worse, where he comes from, and like even Vivi has a worse, I think, backstory of him being just basically a robot. Basically, he's made from what is it? Um, is it the mist? Like, basically, that's what he's powered by.
I'm not arguing over who has more depressing story. I mean, Vivi it's a very existential storyline with Vivi. Like I feel you there, but the only thing Zidane really has going for him is that he's funny and he's cocky and he has
Mhm.
like some riz and all that kind of stuff. And I do like Zidane as a character a lot. But if we're talking about strictly like psychological, the hero's journey
Mhm.
from point A to point Z or whatever, I do think Cloud slightly edges Zidane because Zidane started cool and like he has a little bit of a thing like at the very end of the game where he's all alone or whatever,
Yeah.
and then that song plays, and then he ends up with Garnet at the end and all the rest. And there's a little bit there, but I just think that it's very kind of surface level. Whereas I think Cloud, it's like it goes a lot deeper with like I said before, Sephiroth and,
Yeah.
and Zack and this is
And
amnesia and
Zidane's
inferiority complex.
basically a Saiyan.
Yeah, he is. He was sent to
Yeah.
His
basically
little tail.
destroy. Yeah. Well, I
Wait,
mean,
what was that again? What was the storyline with Zidane? I don't remember.
I believe he was made to destroy like the world they were on, just like
Really?
Kuja. Yeah, and all his other people, because they're from the other planet. What is it? Because there's Terra or is it Gaia and something else? Um,
I need to go back and play 9. I don't remember
yeah.
any of that.
Yeah, so because remember, he goes to the world where he's from, and then he starts realizing who he actually is, and basically who he thought he was is not exactly what it was. Similar to 7, but except that he didn't forget his memories. He just didn't know what. Well, let me rephrase that. He didn't know what he was supposed to do.
Mhm.
But yeah, and that was the whole thing with that. But 9 does pull out the main bad guy is not the main bad guy. There's like another form out there where you have to fight. I forget what the name of the enemy is. That's the only thing that bothers me about some Final Fantasy games is like the final boss is not the final boss.
Yeah,
And just some random
like
final boss pops out like, who the heck are you? Like, why am I fighting you?
yeah. In 8, it was Ultimecia. In 9, it
Mhm.
was I don't even remember what that big thing's name was, but it wasn't
Yeah.
Kuja or whatever.
No.
10 made sense, obviously. I
Yeah.
never got the beat. I never beat 12. 13 definitely
12
was
made
kind of
sense
like
too. It was
I did okay. You don't have to spoil it.
Yeah.
I've never played 12,
Oh,
but
okay.
13 was another one where it was just kind of out of nowhere. 15.
Wait, who's 13? Isn't it like the Pope guy? Isn't he the final boss?
Yeah, but I
Well,
wouldn't
that
say
made
he's like the
sense.
big bad the whole game or anything like that. Like
I felt like he was
he's
just
not
lying to
Sephiroth or something.
you. Yeah.
I don't remember. 15 kind of made sense, I guess, with Arden or whatever.
Yeah.
And 16 made sense too, because he, Ultima was the big bad the
Yeah.
whole game for the most part. So there's varying degrees of it, but I would argue to say that Sephiroth is definitely. I mean, if we're counting from PSX on, Sephiroth is definitely one of the most in your face. This is the villain. This is who you're fighting against the whole time. Like it's very up there.
Yeah, I would say he was more consistent. You're right.
Yeah.
Because like 8, like you said, it has the Ultimecia thing where it's just at the very end. You're like, okay, like
Yep.
you were there the
Yeah.
whole time. 9 we mentioned. 4 is kind of the same thing. Like you're thinking, shoot, what's his name? Is it Golbez? Yeah, like Golbez is the enemy, but it's actually somebody else. I forgot what his name is now too. And 5, I think it's the same thing. You're thinking it's X-Death, but then it's Zodiac or Zodiark. It's like you're switching up these enemies. And old school Final Fantasy had that a lot. Whereas like the main bad guy is not the main bad guy, there's somebody else. You have Chaos, right? You're thinking that Garland is the main bad guy, it's Chaos in Final Fantasy 1. They did do that a lot in classic Final Fantasy. Which I didn't like, but you're right. Sephiroth was like you knew he was the bad guy from from beginning to the end. It was Sephiroth.
Mhm.
So.
And it stayed consistent for them. I mean, you had like Hojo and Shinra people and all that stuff, but you knew Sephiroth was the big bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I mean,
Rufus and everything.
I'll give it that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Still not the best though. I still rank it. I'll rank it better than 1. That's it. All right. Let's go ahead and start talking about the Xbox ROG Ally X. What do you think about it, Brian? Looks nice.
This is it. Okay, so let's talk about it. I bought the ROG Ally, the original, returned it probably within a day because I found that it wasn't comfortable to hold and I didn't like the back buttons. I would click them accidentally a lot. Didn't like the hardware much. It just wasn't comfortable to hold. I had my Steam Deck. Steam Deck was way more comfortable to hold than the ROG Ally. Then the Ally X came out with the upgraded specs and improved ergonomics, better back button placements, better D-pad. I feel like just better hardware overall. And I bought that, and I liked it more than the Ally, but I ended up returning it because it just Windows. It just was not optimal. I loved how simple to use Steam Deck was. Just going to SteamOS, you pick your game, it runs like a dream. You're off and running and you're playing your game. So then when the Xbox, and then finally when Asus and Microsoft announced the ROG Ally X, the ROG Xbox Ally X, I was slightly interested in it just because it was an Xbox branded handheld gaming PC. And I was just kind of like, I kind of want to see what this is about. Like maybe they're going to do some of it because I knew that they were going to update Windows to play with it or to work better with it and stuff. And so I bought it and I got it the other day and I turned it on and I did all the updates and all the stuff that happens. And I have to say the improvements to Windows on this thing, or rather the improvements to the environment in which you play games is much, much better on this because it boots right into this like Xbox mode where it looks like you're kind of on a, like, that Xbox toolbar kind of thing on a PC. It kind of looks like that. And you can go through, your Xbox Cloud games. You can go through games you own on Play Anywhere. You can go through Game Pass, Cloud, whatever you want to call it. You can go through all that Microsoft ecosystem stuff right from turning power on, and if you like log in or whatever, like with your PIN or whatever or fingerprint. And so it's just boom, it's right there in your face, and that's kind of just like what Steam Deck is. You turn the unit on, you put your password in, whatever, and then boom, you're in your Steam library. It's kind of like this. You do the same thing, and then you press the little Xbox button that's on this, and it brings you to a menu where you can choose what other launchers you want to go into, and Steam is pre-installed. You click Steam, you go into your Steam library. I'm sure there's a way to make it so it defaults to big picture mode, so then you're kind of like going into a Steam Deck. I haven't messed with it that much yet to figure that out, but I'm sure that exists.
There is.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. And so yeah, I mean, I was super impressed. I didn't pack it up and put it away to be returned within the first night, because the Windows improvements were that much better. And I just kind of have this thing. I like this cohesiveness that I have, where I have like a PlayStation Portal, and now I have this Xbox Ally X, and that's for remote play. It's this Xbox hardware to remote play and do cloud gaming. It's an official Xbox licensed product. And then I have my PS Portal, and that's for remote play, officially Sony licensed. So now I don't have Steam OS in my life at all, except to launch Steam games and stuff. But with all that being said, and I'll go through the hardware too. The analog sticks feel identical to the ROG Ally X, which is fine. I thought they're fine. The buttons are loud, like the ABXY buttons. Those are some loud buttons. They click really loud. They slap, but they're fine. They're responsive and everything like that. The D-pad is incredible. It's so much better than the Steam D-pad. The Steam D-pad, it's the Steam Deck D-pad. The Steam Deck D-pad, I feel, is probably the worst part about it. Is I just feel like it's so stiff, and there's just not a lot of room to get diagonals, and it's very small. The Ally D-pad is so much better. It's this big disc, and you can get diagonals really easily. Something that I had to get used to, it was really hard to get used to on the Ally X, is that the D-pad was very close to the screen, and if you touch the screen, you kill whatever input is on the controller at the time. So if you're playing like a 2D platformer or something like that, and you touch the screen, it just like kills your movement. And so I got really annoyed with that. With the Xbox Ally X, you have these wonderful handles on there, and I find that having those handles makes it a lot easier not to accidentally touch the touchscreen with when you're using the D-pad. And that's another thing that's really worth mentioning on this, is that I never thought I'd find a console that's more comfortable to use than the Steam Deck, and this is more comfortable to use than the Steam Deck. The handles, just like, this thing is so nice to grip. Like, this thing is so ergonomic. It is fantastic to hold. I love how it feels. Now, for the cons of it, it's still Windows, and it really irks me because it does have glitches sometimes. It does do weird things, and I have nothing installed on this Windows or on this in this environment on Windows 11 on this Ally X. I have nothing installed. I didn't download any extra apps. All I have is what came pre-installed with it. And like, I turned it on when I came down here to do the podcast. I turned it on, and it brought me to my login screen to type in my PIN, and the thing wouldn't respond. Like, I'd hit the login box to type in hit the numbers to type in my PIN. The number box wouldn't come up to like type, and I'm like pressing it, nothing's happening. And so I turned it off, turned it back on, and it worked just fine. But it's just crap like that that really irks me. And I'm not going to say that Steam Deck didn't have any weird issues like that off the jump, because it did, and it's iterated over the last 3 years it's been out or whatever. But it's just, you're paying a lot of coin for this product, and Microsoft has had a good amount of time to iterate on making Windows more compatible with these gaming PCs. And I think they've taken a big step forward with this full picture mode that it defaults to when you start up the system. I think it was necessary for them to do that with an Xbox branded gaming handheld PC. But I just, again, feel like there's something they could do under the hood to make it so you really could just like strip out everything that's Windows 11, just destroy the entire freaking operating system, and just make it a solely gaming playing system. And then if you want to like go back into Windows, you have to like install a bunch of stuff or something, because I have no desire to use this thing as a Windows computer. I just want to play my Xbox Game Pass games, remote play my Xbox, cloud gaming from Play Anywhere, whatever. Play my Steam games on it. Maybe I'll install Epic or whatever, but I just want this as a gaming system, and I don't understand. I guess there's people out there that I could see like using this as like in a dock and connecting this to a monitor, and like having a mouse and a keyboard and doing it. Like, I could see that, I guess. But I just don't think that's the main use for something like this. I really feel like the main use is a handheld gaming PC where you take places, you play on your couch, and you have gaming PC gaming experiences. So I am selling my Steam Deck. I did officially decide that, despite the cons that I mentioned. I already sold it actually. Kind of an interesting thing. I sold it.
To Ash.
And well, not that. Well, that was before. I didn't.
Yeah.
That was my old Steam Deck OLED. I sold that to Ash, but I sold another one today, and I sold the micro SD card I had for those 2 TB, the 2 TB solid state drive I had, and the Steam Deck OLED. I sold all 3 of them to one person, and dude, this really annoys me so much. I just have to go on this quick anecdote, and then I'll hand the floor back over to you. But he asked me to install the 2 TB SSD for him. And that's fine. I've done it a billion times. It's a really easy process to go into there and swap that out. And on the Steam Deck OLED, I don't remember if it's on the original Steam Deck, but there's this ribbon cable that you have to. Oh, you don't have to, but it makes it a lot easier to get to, like where the SSD is. There's like this ribbon cable you flip up and then take it out, and then you can like remove the heat shield, and then you can get to the SSD a lot easier. And so I did that. I took off the heat sink or the heat plate or whatever you want to call it. And I put in the SSD and all that, put the heat shield back up and closed the unit, put the screws in, and I put the micro SD card in because I sold the micro SD card to him and everything. And I turned it on, and I realized that the buttons weren't working. Like nothing was working. Like the unit booted and everything. I was on the welcome screen, but like none of the buttons were moving. And I realized it was because I forgot to connect the damn ribbon thing again after I put it back together. And so I went to go, I undid the screws, and I was like, no big deal. It'll just give me a second. So, undo the screws, put it out. I open it up, and I hear a snap, and I totally forgot that I put the micro SD card inside of it before I opened it. And I don't know if you know this, but if you open up your Steam Deck back with a micro SD card in it, it snaps the micro SD card, which is I can't even get into how freaking stupid that, like, whoever at Valve engineered that to think that that was a good idea. I want to ask them why, because I and this is the thing, that's the second time I've done it, and where I've broken a micro SD in the Steam Deck, and I know that you can't have it in there, but it's just like I took it out before I opened it up the first time, because I knew about that, because I had the experience of breaking one before, and I never want to have that experience again. But then I put it back together, and I'm like, oh no, I forgot, and I put the SD card in because I was going to sell it to this guy. I'm like going to go, put it in the packaging and everything. And I'm like, oh no, I forgot to hook up that ribbon cable. That was the how the human brain works is, okay, I have to go back in and I have to hook that cable back in. I don't remember. Oh yeah, I put the SSD card in. I have to take that out now. Before your brain just doesn't work like that. Or at least mine doesn't. Where I become like very fixated on, okay, I need to fix this problem, and I don't remember I have to take out the SD card. So it snapped my 2 TB SSD card, which, as you might know, aren't cheap. $200, 100. I sold it to the guy for like 125 or something. They're like $200. So I literally just took a $200 bill and just lit it on fire and threw it into the lawn or whatever. So that made my day very negative. I had a very bad day today because of that, because it just irritated me. Because obviously I want to get as much money as I can back for my Steam Deck, because I bought all this Xbox hardware and it's not cheap, and you want to get as much back for what you're putting into it and all that. But yeah, so I sold it to him. So now I'm just selling him the SSD and the Steam Deck, and I still have a dock to sell, but I'll live to fight another day. But yeah, so that's pretty much my experience with the Steam Deck OLED and the ROG Ally X and all my trials and tribulations today. So any questions, I'm happy to answer.
You gotta try playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and 16 on it, and let me know how it runs.
I did try Rebirth already, and it runs great.
Okay.
It runs better than Steam Deck OLED for sure.
What frame rate? Because I know on ROG Ally X in the middle mode, which is they're silent, and I think performance is the second one.
In the turbo. Yeah,
yes.
Performance is the middle.
Turbo's
so
the high. In performance mode, it runs maybe slightly over 30 FPS. And because I don't ever use anything in turbo, because I'm always gonna want to conserve battery. So I'm curious to see how it runs in performance mode.
Well, let's turn it on right now while we're waiting, because I have it installed. I don't have the power adapter connected to it, so we can find out, because I was running it on turbo with the power adapter plugged in. So
supposedly performance mode on the ROG Xbox Ally X is turbo mode for the Ally X.
Really?
Oh,
So
interesting.
performance is
like
what,
with
27
how
watts?
with how like the energy efficient the
Yeah.
Z2 Extreme is, and like how powerful it is, like that performance is equal to like that performance. So like the performance mode in the Z2 Extreme is like the turbo mode in the Z1 Extreme.
Okay, so do you want me to do performance? Oh yeah, it says
Yeah.
performance 17 watts, turbo is 25 watts. So do you
Yeah.
want to you want me to test 17 or 25
The
without
17.
power adapter?
17.
17. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
load it up right now. We'll see how it runs.
Yeah. I'm very interested in that because that was my biggest thing is I was trying to replay Rebirth on ROG Ally X, and I could play at 30. It can run great on 30, but the minute I try to do it like higher than that, it does not. I've tried using like frame gen and everything, and it works. But the issue with frame gen is usually you have to be over. Typically you want to be at least at 60, which is to me defeats the purpose of frame gen. Like you're trying to hit
Mhm.
60 already. But like if you're at
Did you try
30,
running that
usually it
lossless
runs great.
scale thing?
No, I haven't actually. I didn't think about that. I wonder how that will work. Actually, I should try that out.
How what? I missed that.
Lossless scale. So it's a application you can download from
Oh.
Steam. And basically what it does, it kind of does the same thing, and it does frame gen and all that stuff. But apparently it just works like better. Ash talked about it a lot, where you can use lossless scale on anything. You can do like an old like Super Mario Land, or not Super Mario Land, Super Mario Brothers, right? The original NES one, and you can have that run at like 240 frames per second if you wanted to, using that, which is pretty interesting. I should try that, see how that goes. I'm very curious to see how that goes. But that's part of the reason why I'm rebuying all of Final Fantasy VII on Switch 2, just to be able to play that. Even because Remake worked fine on the Steam Deck, and then of course it runs amazing on the ROG Ally X. Rebirth doesn't run as good on the Steam Deck. Runs decent on the ROG Ally X. I just have issues with wanting to go ahead and play it at higher frame rates. I have everything at low, and it's still like 30 FPS seems to be the max. So yeah, very curious.
It's loading up right now.
Okay, yeah, I got the notification here. It shows you got on obviously Rebirth. Well,
It takes a little long to load things up sometimes, like as far as like game,
Yeah.
like it's in Windows, so it's not going to be as zippy as Steam Deck, but
gotta worry about the shader compilation and all that. That's one thing I
Yeah,
like
it's doing
about
that right
Steam
now.
Deck. In the Steam Deck, you really don't have to worry about shader compilation because it does that beforehand. In Windows, it always does that after. But I think I heard that they're trying to make it or find out a way to do like the Steam Deck and do it beforehand, so you don't have to do the shader compilation after like each update or after each. I forgot what it was. It's each update, and there's another reason why you have to do it so often. So that's annoying. That's my issue with Rebirth and 16. Is every now and then I have to redo the shader compilation. It's just annoying. While we're waiting for Bryant, Fan, are you thinking of trading in your ROG Ally X to get a Xbox ROG Ally X
No.
or ROG Xbox Ally
That means I'm
X?
not a good salesman. I might as well just quit the podcast.
No, because it's the same battery size. I'd have to figure out a way of selling it to where I get enough money back to make up that difference, because it's $1,000,
Yeah.
right? Where the Ally X was $800, so there's that $200 gap, right? So I gotta figure out how to sell this, which means I'm not gonna be able to sell it for $800.
Yeah.
I'll probably have to
No.
sell at an extreme loss, like 400 or 500, and then I still gotta make up that difference. And I just don't want to have to try and deal with that, especially with there's the performance jump is nice, but it's not enough to where I have to figure out how to deal with that financially.
Okay, let me ask you a question. If somebody handed you and it wanted to trade you, would you do it? Like no money
yeah.
involved.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's good.
yeah.
I think that was a bad question. If anybody wants to trade me something that's better than what I already have, then sure.
Well, some people, I mean, given all the talk we've had about, Xbox the last couple of weeks, I could understand why somebody might treat the brand like the plague right now.
But I mean, to me, like as much as Microsoft wants to push that it's an Xbox device, to me, it's not. It's still I mean, it's still a Microsoft device in terms of it's a gaming PC, right? It's Windows.
If I could get like 75% value back on the Ally X, I would probably do it. But it's gonna be hard to resell this for like at that, and more likely have to sell it at like 50 or 60% value.
Yeah.
I bet you could get five. I bet you get 556 for that probably.
I think the first thing you gotta do, Bryant, is download the Xenia emulator and play Lost Odyssey.
I have an Xbox. I can just remote play it from my
That's
Xbox.
true. You could do that as well. No, you can't. You can't remote play 360 games.
Really?
Yeah. Unless they change
Oh.
that. I remember last time I tried doing that, it wouldn't let me play 360 games through remote play.
Okay. Well, I'll add that to my list of things to try. Okay, it's
Yeah.
loaded.
Yeah, because I remember I was sad. I was trying to play I forgot what I was trying to play, and I found out that I couldn't do that. I was like, oh, that's kind of lame.
So what graphic settings should I turn this to, like medium or something? Or
I had everything on low because I think that was the only
low?
way
Okay,
to
I'll
get it
do
to
low.
run decent.
Okay, let's
And
do
then I
low.
had it at 1080p.
Yeah. It's
And then because you have to do the scaling, which I hate in the settings is like scale, and I put it at 100%. So if you look at the scaling option, like if you go to settings, graphic settings, there should be something there that says like scale, I think, and it's at 66% by default. I set that to 100%.
Steve, this is just more Windows jank.
Yeah, it's not really plug and
It's just
play.
it's just the touch. The touch. I mean, you can use the controller too. I guess I could be using the controller, but it's just the touch. And I'm not in big picture mode right now, so okay, I just got to redo this. I won't have to wait for the shaders to compile this time, so this won't take as long, I don't think. But
Hopefully you don't have to do that.
yeah, they're compiling, but it's like it's zipping really fast through it, so we should be in business shortly. Okay, so low settings, and I'll show you what it looks like. Right now, I'm on that performance mode, 17 watts. Okay, I'm also in calm, so I think that's a pretty decent place to be as far as how graphics intensive it is, just because there's lots of like moving parts and townspeople and stuff like that. All right, and I'll show the stream. Okay, getting into it, changing graphic settings to low. Okay.
And then you see the scaling option for the display.
Okay, options, graphics, borderless full screen. Okay, brightness, graphic quality low. Okay. And what'd you say? There's a dynamic resolution scaling maximum and minimum. You said?
Yeah, put it at 100%.
For the minimum?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll try my best to like play this backwards. But I don't know how well you can tell if it
It's hard to tell, but it seems about the same, like about 30 FPS. Is that some stuttering there? I don't know if that's the stream or if that was
No, that was in the game probably.
No.
That was the game.
Yeah.
So again, this is a very, very populated area too. I don't know if that makes a difference, but
well, that's would be because I'm right. I just left Calm, right? So I think I saw Chocobo, what's his name, Sam. And then yeah, so I went out there and then that's where I was getting stuck at. Like if I do frame gen, it'll get 30 FPS. Go to your see if you can go to your graphic settings real quick.
Well, you could turn on the
FSR.
Not the FSR, but the little monitoring that'll tell you how many FPS are running.
Oh yeah, there is that
that's
too.
built into it.
On the Ally itself.
Yeah.
I assume that's probably an armory crate. Real-time monitor, I assume, right?
Yeah.
Or activity monitor or something like that.
Yeah, that might help
it's
actually.
not letting me turn it on. It says off. Oh, there it goes. Row. It was just going slowly. Okay, minimal. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Row's fine too.
FPS, NA. Okay. Yep. So it says I'm getting 34, 33, 31, 28,
so around 30.
26.
So it's about the
25.
same as the regular ROG Ally X.
Yeah, it's only like a 15, I think the 20% difference in FPS.
Yeah, there's certain games I did see like a big boost when they were comparing it. I was like, that's pretty big.
But it's still early though. I mean, the drivers are
Yeah.
It's too early because I have a coworker who has one of those, and he was trying to play Lego Star Wars,
Hmm.
and it kept crashing on him. And I'm like, it's probably just the drivers, man. It's a new console. It's a new handheld.
Yeah.
I will
It
say it's
happened to
absolutely
all of them.
playable though.
Yeah.
This is absolutely playable.
Yeah, for
This isn't
sure.
like
Well, yeah, 30 FPS, like it's playable on the Ally X. I was just hoping for more, right? That was my thing. I was hoping for a little bit more. Like the
Well, let's
default
turn on
settings
turbo
when you
mode.
when you scale it, it works fine when you scale it to like 66%, and you do that dynamic resolution scaling. I just didn't want that, but it's me being greedy, wanting everything. Yeah, turbo mode, it should run perfectly fine.
Yeah, turbo I'm getting like 35.
Oh, you're still getting 35? Okay.
Yeah. But it's like rock solid, like there's no stuttering whatsoever. Like I
Mm.
can definitely tell a difference.
Interesting.
But anyway.
Yeah.
I like it though, as long as it improves and the Windows experience gets better and some of the jankiness gets worked out. I think I'll be fine with the decision.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I'm debating on it. I'm like fan, like if I can somehow get, the same value, or if not just a little bit less, I would pay the difference. But, as of right now, I think I'm fine with the regular Ally X for now. We'll see though. We'll see if that changes within a few months or so. That I don't know. We'll see. All right, in our final topic of the day, Xbox wants to make more money. Yes, a company wants to make more money, and I feel like in all the wrong reasons. So there's an article that you shared on the Discord, and there's a lot more stuff that's been coming about from this little like interview with Matt Strobel. And there's a couple things I wanted to highlight in that because it's interesting, and I feel we've said this multiple times on the podcast. I do really think that Microsoft, or rather, yeah, I mean, it's sounding more like it's Microsoft that's lost sight on what gaming is, and they don't know how to run their own company anymore. So one of the things, and this was the post that you posted on Discord, was from Shinobi 602 on Twitter. He writes, exclusive games are antiquated, says Xbox president Sarah Bond. Seeing people evolve way past locking down to one device or one store. That's what, Sarah Bond is seeing. What she's seeing, right? Biggest games in the world are all available everywhere. Fortnite, Call of Duty, Roblox, etc. To me, I'm like, okay. In her mind, especially saying that, I'm like, yeah, you're right if you're a third-party company. Right? If you're a company that creates games for multiple platforms, then yeah, it makes sense. All these games are huge because they're multi platform. Mario doesn't sell 100 million units. Well, I mean, Mario Kart did kind of, but it doesn't sell like a crazy amount of units compared to something like Call of Duty does right away, because Call of Duty has more ways of getting to multiple people, where Mario's one platform. You're not gonna get like Donkey Kong Bonanza, for example, is not selling Call of Duty numbers because it's on a single platform. But the biggest thing, especially when you have a platform, is if you want to draw people to your platform, you gotta go ahead and have exclusives. And I think that's why I still think, and I would love for anybody to try to debate me on this and try to prove me wrong, or rather change my mind, right? Change my perspective on what it is. Because the way I see it is this, and this is business talk. You have a platform. You want people to go to your platform. So what do? You create something unique that only you have to get people to jump to your platform. While you're on that platform, you open that up, right? You open up this store. You start hosting other games. But you're also making more revenue income because these games have to pay you to host their product. Therefore, you're getting that 30% cut from each of those games, right? And that's how you continue to grow that business. But the bread and butter of your platform is always your exclusive content, what you have that nobody else has. Microsoft has nothing. They have literally nothing that you can't get anywhere else. Gears of War is available on PlayStation now, right? Rumor has it's coming in the Nintendo Switch later. Forza, which was one of their key exclusives, is now available on PlayStation. And of course, you have PC as well. A lot of their stuff is just gone. So in her eyes, she is correct as a publisher. If Xbox wants to be just a publisher, then yeah, that's, in my opinion, that's them just confirming what we all know is they're no longer a hardware company. They're just going to be Sega. They're a software company. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
Man, I can't. It's hard to believe that somebody that's the head of Xbox could just be so blind. Yes, Call of Duty, Roblox, all this multi-platform stuff makes gangbusters. There's no doubt about that. The live service model, Call of Duty, like I just said, and all these in-app purchases and games and the Fortnites and all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, they generate the big bucks because Fortnite largely, as far as I would understand it, their most complicated development stuff is past them. I mean, at this point, they're just making skins and
Yeah.
maybe they'll make a map. But as far as like the actual nuts and bolts of the game, that's been done for years. And so they're not needing to put a ton of money into it. They're just getting tons of money out of it because it's all licensing stuff. Let's make the Simpsons map inside of Fortnite.
Yep.
We'll just put Homer in there, and all the kids will want to get. Well, as far as many kids watch the Simpsons these days, but we're just gonna license all these characters. It costs us next to nothing. We'll just make money hand over fist. Roblox, the kids are making their own content and sharing it with their friends, and there's memes and stuff. And then Call of Duty, it's just been around forever. It's this epic, well-made first-person shooter, and like everybody wants the weapon skins and the character packs and the seasons and all that. And yeah, there's tons of money to be made there. The nuts and bolts is made. The rest is printing money. The problem is that for every one Call of Duty, Roblox, Fortnite, there are 1,000 that have fallen by the wayside because they couldn't get market manipulation because there's only so many hours in the day. And there's only so many dollars that people want to not have anymore. And so when she says that exclusivity is dead, I just think, no, it's dead because you chose it to be dead. And I mean, I can, like, from a strictly putting as many great games in the hands of as many players as possible, I guess I could kind of see how gaming or games that would normally be on one console would be kind of altruistic in a way because it's on multiple, so more people get eyes on it, more people buy it, more sales, all that stuff. But I mean, look at Nintendo. I mean, Nintendo obviously went bankrupt when they decided that their games were going to be exclusive to Nintendo 50 years ago or whatever it was, 40 years ago. Look at them. They've had zero success. They came out Super Mario. It sold like 3 copies. And then Super Mario World came out, sold like 6. Mario 64, same thing. They sold it and then they had it on the N64. They're like, you know what? We have to go multi-plat. Oh, wait, that didn't happen. They sold copies of their games that are exclusive to Nintendo consoles hand over fist because they took the time to develop the IP and have fresh ideas and have characters that were appealing and gameplay that was really engaging and everything, as opposed to Microsoft that's like, okay, well, we have this perfect dark game that people actually thinks look really cool. Well, we're going to take away from that because we can make more money going into the direction of like a Roblox or not Roblox, but Fortnite, whatever. Scalebound, that Platinum game that got canceled, that looked really sick. No, let's just cancel that too. I mean, there's so many examples of them killing these exclusive games. Of course, they think that the exclusivity doesn't work anymore because they're killing all the examples of where it could work. And when it comes to, I mean, I might even be okay with games being day and date on PC as a multi-platform. So if they would have released Scalebound, it would have been day one on Xbox Series X and day one on PC. I probably would have been okay with that, just because I don't think that the market of folks that have PCs are mutually exclusive with Xbox players. So if you're an Xbox player, that doesn't necessarily mean you're a PC player and vice versa. Like they're kind of separated. And there are some people that have both, of course, but by and large, you're one or the other. So I don't think they'd really hurt their sales either way if they went PC day one and Xbox day one. But this whole bit of like, oh, we're going to bring Gears of War to PlayStation 5 and Sea of Thieves and Forza. It's like, yeah, you're making a ton of money doing it, but you're killing what identity you had left. And so if that's all you really care about is just dollars, then yeah, I guess Microsoft Game Studios become third party, become Sega, just ditch hardware altogether. But you have to pick a lane. You can't just bring out the Xbox Series X, bring out the Xbox Ally X, do all this talking about what the next Xbox is going to look like, but then be like, well, we don't really need exclusives. And it's like, well, then why am I buying your console? Why aren't I just buying a PC? Where's the appeal of Xbox? What's the Xbox brand now? What's the if everything's an Xbox, nothing's an Xbox. Where's the idealism? Where is the thing that grabs you about owning an Xbox? I can tell you what the original Xbox's thing was. The original Xbox was didn't run on Power PC. I think we actually talked about this before. I want to say it ran on Power PC. It was incredibly easy to develop for. The graphics looked beyond PlayStation 2 and GameCube. GameCube had a little closer of a thing because it had a lot of artistic choices, but the Xbox by far was the most powerful console between PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. With Xbox 360, like PlayStation 3 was technically more powerful than Xbox 360, but the Xbox 360 was still more powerful to, it's still easier to program for because it used like traditional architecture, and PS3 was a lot more complicated to program for. So if you knew what you were doing with PS3, you could really make something ludicrous as opposed to on Xbox 360 where it just generally kind of looked good everywhere. And I'm not even going to count, the Wii in that conversation because the Wii looked awful, but that's not what the Wii was about. The Wii kind of continued the trajectory of the GameCube where it was about like artism and gameplay and their IP and all that kind of stuff. So get that out of the equation. But the 360, what its claim to fame was, it wasn't because it was the most powerful, it was because it by far grew the multiplayer. That is where multiplayer officially exploded in the console space, was 360. Like, yeah, you could play Xbox online with like Halo and Halo 2, and that was very popular. But 360, you had the Call of Duties, you had the Halos, you had all these games, and Xbox Live in the chat.
Like
a lot of exclusives too.
Mass Effect, Lost Odyssey,
Mhm.
BioShock 1, right, was exclusive before it went to
For a while. Yep.
There was a lot of exclusives that were only on 360 and not PS3.
Lost Odyssey.
Yep. Lost Odyssey.
100%. And so that's where they were the most successful, was 360. I mean, they had a very successful first run of it with Xbox. Like that, it wasn't I don't think it was the biggest seller. PS2 was, but I think that was largely because of the DVD player. But Xbox was I think it was considered pretty successful for a freshman run. 360 was the most successful, I think, out of all of them. Maybe Wii sold a lot, but again, I don't necessarily count that the same network. They're very different. But 360 was incredibly popular. I don't know what the sales is for Wii versus 360. Definitely beat PS3 for sales.
I think the Wii outsold the 360.
Okay, well, it definitely beat the PS3. There were more 360s sold than PS3, I'm pretty sure, at least in America. I don't know about worldwide, but it definitely outsold in America, I would assume. Xbox One is where they started fumbling because they wanted to be the all-in-one box. They wanted to watch The Price is Right on Xbox. You wanted to get your fantasy football stats live on Xbox. You wanted to hook that baby up to a DVR, and that's kind of where that whole philosophy started of everything's an Xbox, because your DVR is an Xbox, your cable box is an Xbox, and that's where they kind of lost their footing. It's just they stopped caring about making these exclusive games and making these exclusive experiences, defining what Xbox was, which I feel like they spent 10 years or whatever between Xbox and 360 developing what Xbox was and why people wanted to stay there and play there. And then all of a sudden it just became very generic at Xbox One, where they started losing some exclusivity. They talked to the DVR bit, Don Matrick. If you want to play games offline, buy an Xbox 360. Just the very it's like they were trying to get mass market appeal, but when they did that, they kind of shot themselves in the foot, and nobody really cared anymore about Xbox One. And the Xbox One was ugly. It looked like a huge VCR kind of thing, and then it got a little better with when they released the Xbox One X and all that kind of stuff. It looked much better. But yeah, so and then we come to today, and I mean, Series X is a nice console, and I'm sure it's done okay. It's done horribly worldwide. It's by far the best seller. It's definitely out of all the countries, it's sold the best in America. But it doesn't have any identity anymore. They're killing all these games that would have been exclusive, to your point. And I think it's just so laughable for her to get on this interview and be like, well, nobody cares about exclusivity anymore. Nobody. And then you have Sony over here. It's like, yeah, well, we have a bunch of exclusive. Yeah, they go to PC eventually, but I mean, right now, you can't play
Ghost of Yotei
on PC. You will eventually, but so I don't know. It's definitely a different philosophy that they're rolling with right now, and I don't get what lane they're in. They're charging more for dev kits. They're charging more for Xbox Game Pass. They're upping prices on the hardware, killing exclusivity, but at the same time wanting everybody to play their the multi-platform games on Xbox, which is the least popular out of all the other consoles. I don't get what it's like. They're trying to be a jack of all trades and a master of none, and I don't get how this ends well for them.
Well, it's funny. IGN has this article that says Microsoft has reportedly pushed Xbox Studios to deliver a 30% profit
30%.
margin,
Yep, I read that too.
allegedly leading to all those layoffs, canceled projects, price rises, and the end of exclusives. And this is again, like I said, IGN. A new report has shed light on the goings on the goings on at Microsoft, which has allegedly pushed Xbox Studios to deliver a 30% profit margin, much higher than the industry average. Bloomberg's Jason Schreier reported that Microsoft's 30% profit margin goal had led to the gaming division's huge layoffs, canceled projects, controversial price rises, and multi-platform push.
Just like shooting themselves in the foot.
Pretty
Right,
much.
that's what I'm saying.
The cuts to Xbox have been deep. Thousands of staff have lost their jobs over several rounds of layoffs. Games such as, of course, Rare's Everwild and the Initiative's Perfect Dark reboot were canceled after years of development. ZeniMax Online Studios games Project Blackbird was canned, leading to mass layoffs. The Initiative was also shut down. Last year, Microsoft closed Redfall developer Arcane Austin and Hi-Fi Rush developer Tango Gameworks, which we also know that is back and owned by a different company.
Yeah, they're going to be an AI company now, which, that's a whole nother thing we could get into.
Yeah, so this is, I'm skipping a little bit over here. It says Bloomberg said the average profit margin in the video game industry is 17 to 22%. Over the past 6 years, Xbox has hit 10 to 20%. To put that 30% target into more context, Sony's PlayStation division achieved a 16% profit margin in Q1 fiscal year 2025. Bloomberg said Microsoft Chief Financial Officer Amy Hood enforced a new target in fall 2023 amid Microsoft's $69 billion acquisition of Call of Duty maker Activision Blizzard. That's kind of crazy. Like when you look at it, it kind of makes sense now when you look at that. Like you have somebody who knows nothing about the gaming industry, but like, hey, I don't care what you do. You just need 30%. Like we need 30% of profits. That's it. Doesn't matter how you do it. We just need that. And kind of goes into like a topic that I'm not really going to go into, that I've talked about it with a lot of people who know me, of how these corporations, it's just the finance office is running companies now. It's no longer the innovative minds, the people who want to see creativity or anything like that. It's the finance officers, all those people that went to school for business degree and learned finances. They're the people now running these companies, and it's kind of sad to see because it's like, because of that, you're killing a brand and just a platform that I really don't want to see go. Like I really do want Xbox to survive, but these people don't
Right.
care and they don't understand that. And it's that greed. They want more money. I just, man, like it's sad to say. Like Xbox is done. Like Xbox as a brand, at least as a console, is done. Yeah, you can push out your games, whatever. But like even then, like Xbox as a publisher, what are you going to do now? Just Call of Duty? Because nothing else is going to get you that much money if you really are looking for 30%. We're not going to get any more Indiana Jones. We probably won't get another Elder Scrolls game after Elder Scrolls 6, if that ever comes out. Or is it 5? No, 6, because 5 is
6.
Skyrim. Yeah. So we probably won't get one after that because they're going to realize, oh, wow, this is not a 30% margin. I don't know. I think, sad to say, but it really does look like going forward, it's really just a PlayStation Nintendo show. And even then, part of me is like, how long is PlayStation gonna last? Because they're starting to be multi-platform too. So
Yeah, I mean Sony at least has some good stuff, some interesting exclusivity. They have some cool games that are coming out that are Sony exclusive, at least in the beginning, and I don't care if they go to PC eventually.
Yeah.
They at least have like some vision. What are you say, Fan?
They hold on to their exclusives it's like timed exclusives.
Yeah.
Like that.
Right.
They'll keep it on there for a year and then like we'll release it.
I think that,
yeah, I mean, like
the issue I have with PlayStation is just the turnover time for a game.
Yes.
It's like we're 5 years almost. Yeah, 5 years into PS5, and how many killer exclusives have we gotten? on the PS5.
Well, true exclusives or games that games that didn't
I
go
would
to
say
PC
true
eventually.
exclusives. Well, I would count if they went to PC eventually. For now.
Okay.
Yeah, because they did release originally on PS5, and then for a while it took like a couple years, and then they
like
came out.
Spider-Man
So
2 I would count, right?
Spider-Man 2, yep, Astrobot. Did Miles Morales come out on PS5? I know it came out on PS4,
Yes.
but did it start on PS4 or did
It
it come on
started PS5.
PS5?
It started PS5.
It was
Oh, it did?
PS4
Okay,
and
all right.
PS5. It launched on both consoles.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2, God of War, Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Demon Souls, Returnal, Ghost of Yotei, not Ghost of Tsushima, obviously. What else? Did I say Astrobot? I didn't say
Yeah, you did.
Astrobot.
You did say
Astrobot. Oh, I
Astrobot.
did say Astrobot?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's there's more than that. Come on, help me out here.
I'm trying to think, and I can't. I mean, well, I was gonna say Last of Us Part 2, but that was on PS4
nope, that
as
was
well.
PS4.
Yeah.
Just a
remaster.
God of War Ragnarok. Would you count that?
I said God of War Ragnarok.
Okay.
Yeah, I said that. Yeah. Horizon Forbidden West. I said. So we'll just like generally say like.
Let's say I have a couple like Ghostwire, Neo.
Oh, Ghostwire Tokyo.
3.
Yeah, Ghostwire Tokyo, because that didn't come out on PC right away. So yeah, that's a good example. Ghostwire Tokyo, that's a good example. Also, Deathloop came out on PS5 first too, so that's another one. And that was because that deal was in place before Microsoft bought ZeniMax. So that's like 10, and I'm sure I'm probably forgetting something. So 10 in 5 years, like that's not fantastic. I mean, if you feel like Nintendo's coming out with 10 every 1 to 2 years, like at least.
Yeah, I mean they're usually at least one. They were for a while one a month.
Right.
You know, and then like the past few years has been about maybe, like I would say, I think like last year they did maybe 8 or 9, which is still a lot more.
Was Valkyrie Profile Elysium on PS4? Or is that only on PS5?
I don't know. That was on PC as well, though. I know that.
Yeah, but did it come later though to PC, or was it always on PC?
Day one.
Day one. Okay.
Yeah. Because I remember I was gonna buy it on PC instead of PS5 because I wasn't using my PS5. What was it? I was gonna say
Final Fantasy 16. That's not. I mean, that's third party, so that doesn't count because that came out later on PC.
I mean, I would count this still because it was still PS5.
Oh,
first,
Ratchet and
right?
Clank. I mean, how can we forget
Ratchet and Clank?
That was a
Yeah.
freaking launch title.
Yeah. Because we're looking maybe again, but still like.
And then Stellar Blade. What did that come out on PC at the same time?
Yep.
Or is that on
No, it
PS5?
didn't. PC was
it
a
did.
year later.
Okay.
It was this year.
Yeah, PC was later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Death Stranding 2, is it also on PS5 only and then released?
Yeah,
to
Yep,
PC?
Death Stranding 2.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. Okay, so we're getting closer to 15. That's still pretty. That's
Well,
it's
compared
decent.
to,
I mean, it's
like-
certainly better than Xbox.
Yeah, like, and then we look. Let's say 15, right? I'm trying to think because I was gonna say Switch 2, but I feel like Switch 2 is not safe. But let's just say 15. Switch 2 right now this year has Metroid Prime 4, Kirby Air Riders,
Tour.
Company as
Pokemon-
Or World, I mean, World.
yeah, Mario Kart, World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Pokemon
ZA.
Legends ZA. I guess you want to count the Welcome Tour, right? Like, if you want to
I actually
count
bought
that.
Welcome Tour.
Yeah, so let's count Welcome
Just to
Tour
play
just for
it.
the sake of this, right? So you have Welcome Tour. What else? So that's 6 games. So let's say
Six
that's already
in less than a year.
yeah. In less than a year, you have 6 games. I'm sure I'm missing something probably.
And they're probably gonna come out a couple before May, because didn't the Switch 2 come out in May? I think.
June. Yeah, Switch 2 came out in June.
Drag Drive.
Oh yeah, Dragon's Drive.
Drive.
So that's 7. Right. So right away, that's like 7 games, and everything we name is first party. It's not even third party exclusives. Well, we're counting third party
Hyrule's
exclusives.
Age of Imprisonment is supposed to come
there
out in
you go.
December, right?
Yeah.
So
When's it come out? December?
Yeah, it's supposed to be in the December. I thought it was December.
I don't remember.
I think it's November. But you're right. So that's 8 right there already. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else
And
that's
that's
there.
not even including what no doubt is going to be coming out in the first 6 months of 2026.
Yeah, stuff that they haven't
You know,
announced really. There's
right?
just a lot of stuff they'll probably announce later on.
And see, that's the problem. It's that Nintendo is focused on the right things. They want to get good games out with good gameplay and 1080p graphics, and
Mm-hmm.
they're just fun. And PlayStation is Sony and all of the associated parties are like pushing max realism and 5 to 10 year dev cycles and all of this investment and stuff. And I mean, Ghost of Yota, I mean, I've seen it. It looks breathtaking. Like it looks like a walking painting or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
it gets to a certain point where you're just like, well, what am I playing for? Am I playing for graphics strictly, or is it? Would I rather play a game that looks like a 10
Mm-hmm.
and get one once every 5 years, or would I rather play a game that looks like an 8 and get like 3 every 5 years, or even
Yeah.
or even more than that? And
Yeah.
I'm more towards the latter.
Yeah, I'd rather
Was
have
that
more.
Bravely Default game that came out
That's
Switch 2 or Switch
yeah,
and Switch 2?
That's true.
it's Switch exclusive. Is not so we can include that. It's third party, so that's 9 right there. If you want to include a remake of the
When's that new
3DS
Fire Emblem game coming out?
next year,
It's next
yeah,
year.
Okay.
that would be. It says 2026, but like if that comes out within the
That'll be
first
early
year,
2026.
But
Yeah.
yeah, if it comes out before June, then that would basically mean
That's 10.
any game before June, like
yeah,
May, that comes out in May of 2026,
Mhm.
would basically be 1 year of a Switch life cycle.
I mean-
the game it's gonna have more than 15 games because I
Yeah.
know there's a bunch of games coming out spring of Q1 of 2026.
yeah. There was the Poketopia or whatever,
Yeah,
whatever the farming
and then we got
sim
that Dust
Pokemon.
Bloods game that's supposed to be coming out
Yeah,
in
the From
2026 at some
Software.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot. I mean, within
Oh,
the first
Dust
year,
Bloods? Is that what's called?
Yeah.
Dust Bloods?
yeah.
Yeah.
This would be a fun topic. Maybe I could set a reminder for next year to do that, to revisit and see within the year how many exclusives did Nintendo have
Yeah.
compared to
I mean we have that
everybody
Survival
else.
Kids game, but you know
Yeah, I guess that's exclusive, right?
that is a Switch exclusive game.
If we count that, yeah. So like it's just stuff like that. It's in
So
hindsight
compare
when
the
you-
first year of Switch compared to the first year of Switch 2 and see which one's stronger software-wise.
Mm.
Yeah, and then
Is that what
that's
you're saying you
and
want to
this
do?
is
Well,
this
no, I'm
is
saying
just
Switch
these,
2
these are just
versus-
Switch 2 only exclusive games.
Yeah.
This is not even counting all like the third party like other games like freaking Silk Song, Hades 2 that came out on Switch 2, like Cyberpunk, Hogwarts, Star Wars Outlaws.
Well,
like,
we're talking about exclusives, right? So
I know,
like
but
Hogwarts
I know.
within-
I'm
yeah.
about exclusives. I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like
You're
like,
just saying that like some big
in
hitters
general.
have come to the console in general.
exactly. Like there's like some big hits that have been hitting the Switch
Yeah,
2
I
console.
mean, like when you, I would like in a year from now to compare where the PS5 is at versus the Switch 2 in exclusives. I mean, we don't even have to. I wouldn't even talk about
It's
Xbox.
gonna-
'cause-
it's- yeah, Xbox doesn't really have any more.
Nope.
yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see because like right now we've named about almost 10. 10 games already where we name what, like 15, let's just say like 15, maybe a little bit more on PS5
Mhm.
in 5 years. So in less than a year
Right.
we've named 10 versus 15. Like that shows you that's a pretty big problem right there, and the majority that
Yeah.
we named were Nintendo made, not third party exclusive, right? And when I mean third party exclusive, like Stellar Blade, right? It's a third party company, but PlayStation published it. Versus, like Spider-Man 2,
which is owned by
is-
Insomniac, which is owned
correct.
by Sony.
Correct. Yeah, so that's impressive, and it's kind of sad. Like going back to our original topic, like these are stuff though. Like you hear us, we get excited about talking about these exclusives. It's like, oh yeah, this is only available on this platform. That justifies
It
us
makes the
having
console's identity.
this. Yeah,
Gotta be kidding.
exactly. It justifies the the price point of the console, right? Or just owning the console. Look who's coming.
Oh my god, Ash.
Right at the end, Ash, when we're about to end. But yeah, it's kind of sad to see Xbox lose identity, and part of me was wishing that maybe somehow it can go back, but I'm sorry, I don't think there's no coming back to Xbox's heydays. Like, I just think they're done, and I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see moving forward what happens if they continue to act like I don't know. Every time I see a press release or anything to do with somebody from Xbox, it's like that meme where the house is burning, and the law is
Grocery
like,
store
oh
looking.
yeah, like this is fine, right? It's like that's exactly what I see is like everything's falling apart, but they're okay. They're like, yeah, that's fine. It's no big deal. It's just our platform, right? So kind of sad to see. Welcome, Ash.
Hey, yeah. Sorry about that. First of all, jet lag. That really got me well. Second of all, second of all, they're making a game based off of that.
Off of what?
Off of the meme you were just talking about.
Oh,
They're
really?
making they're making it's just fun video game. A friend sent me like a thing about about on Instagram about 2 days ago, so that was funny.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wonder what the gameplay loop is going to be like that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see.
No. Well, I guess as we're at the end of the podcast, Ash, you want to tell us about your trip to Japan and all the cool things you got to see?
Yeah, sure. For starters, I went to Nintendo Tokyo, as you can see here, for proof. Love that place.
That's a dope shirt. Did you give me one of those?
No.
Aw.
I unfortunately couldn't get all you guys some gifts. I only got James some stuff because for you, Brian, it was hard to find Persona stuff there because it was all generic crap you can find online, which I'm like disappointed about. As for you, fan, I couldn't find anything for you either because I know I know you like Uniqlo stuff, but at that point, I'm pretty sure you already have some of those shirts. Example, I bought this Snorlax shirt I found from Uniqlo from the Japan store, along with his Gengar sweatshirt. Don't even know you can have those shirts yet.
About.
Yeah, see, you guys already know.
Yeah,
yeah. So, I think you also love Zelda too, fan, but I couldn't find any good Zelda stuff over there either, unfortunately. So I just couldn't find anything. Yeah. But James, he was a bit easier because luckily their Dragon Quest 1 and 2 are coming out soon this month, so they're promoting the game with some slime merch. But luckily, there's like other stuff other than slime merch. So, James, hope you like the gifts.
Well, and they have a freaking Dragon Quest theme park in Japan.
They do, yeah. They have a Dragon Quest theme park there. Did you visit there? It's in Japan somewhere.
I'm assuming it's like Universal Japan because
no. It's its own separate theme park.
Yeah,
own separate thing.
Okay, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we should have told you that so you could have visited.
Well, I mean, it may not be in the town he was visiting.
True.
I still could have went, but the only thing I'm worried about at that point is reservation stuff. So,
yeah,
because that's how I wasn't able to get into the Nintendo Museum because I had to win a lottery to able to buy a ticket there. It could have been the same way for the Dragon Quest theme park. So
did you find any cool like Capcom stuff like Phaneckswhy or anything or Mega Man?
Not at the Monster Hunter Capcom store in Shibuya. No. yeah. That was all Monster Hunter stuff, and it was like interesting. I mean, I think Brian would have
loved that. See, you could have brought him some Monster Hunter Wilds merch. Like, there you go.
He just don't want to carry stuff for me in his suitcase. That's too bad.
Let's not talk about how much I had to carry back home. I still there's still some stuff missing because first of all, you guys knew like I wasn't really a big figurine
killed
collector.
For one of those shirts, Ash. By the way, that Tokyo Nintendo shirt, I would have killed for that. By the way,
you're right. Yeah, I should have thought about that.
Man, I would love that. Anyway.
Brian, did you ever notice that you kind of look like Solid Snake?
we had this mentioned discussion at the beginning.
At the beginning.
Yeah, just want to just point that out. But glad you guys already knew that. But anyway, yeah, I should have thought about that. Of course, I mean they had plenty of other cool stuff in there, but my only thing I cared about was this shirt and stuff. So, but okay, got it.
You should have just brought the giant like Link statue they have there. Put that in your suitcase.
Yep.
Yeah. Let me just grab a capsule from Capsule Corporation, just throw it at it, so that way it just shrinks and stuff. Yeah,
shit over it. They'll think it's like your son or something.
Legit, the best invention in any fictional universe is those capsules from Capsule Corporation. If I could have one of those, that would be so perfect.
I know what that is.
Yeah, but to further emphasize my my struggles over there is that. You guys know that I'm not a big figurine collector at all, but I wound up buying so many figurines over there for cheap I had to buy an additional luggage, an additional suitcase for myself, and that wasn't even enough. So I had to get a friend of mine that lives in Japan to go to the Japan postal office with me, get a big ass box, like a really really big box, and send that. Yeah, and ship it to myself, and it's insane. It's insane how much I buy. And the thing is, you would think, oh, you probably spend like $1,000 on figurines. I did not. I spent less than $150 on like 20 different figurines.
It's so cheap insane. Over there.
Yeah, let me show you a figurine example. I'll be right back.
We got to see some of that.
We
need to see some stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah. This one you guys will know, but I'll be right back.
I would have brought like a separate like suitcase that was empty.
Just like my buddy Alex did that.
I wasn't thinking. I didn't know. I didn't know it was going to come back.
You could have just taped it to your body, man. Just put it all in your shirt and everything.
And hey, listen, I'm not a genius, man. Give me a second.
That's crazy though. For 20,
I found my
Halloween
bucks. Costume. Maybe I'll be Solid Snake for Halloween.
Yeah, you could. There you go.
Or Neil Vana from Death Stranding 2. Anyway,
the wannabe Solid Snake. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-oh, what's this? What's this he's showing us? There's a big box.
Yep.
What is this?
Oh, we got some Gogeta.
Guess how much I spend on this?
How much is that? Because those are like $30 over here just for that.
$7.
$7.
Wow.
$7.
Those are like $30 over here.
Dude. When I walked, okay, so first of all, where I got this, which if everyone's watching this, listen here. The best spot to get your anime figurines and anything anime related is called Nakano Broadway. I went to Nakano Broadway. If you get on the second through fifth floor, there's tons of anime stuff for you to look through. And funny enough, they have even stuff from my dad. My dad is not into anime. They have plane stuff. I bought some plane models for my dad up in there. Anything you want to find is probably up in there. It's crazy.
Wow.
And what I found this for, this is brand new, not even used. It's 1,100 yen. And if you look up the conversion of that from yen to USD, it's $7.25. I spent $7 on this. And
that's because the yen's weak, isn't it? Or the dollar's really strong right now or something?
Yeah, exactly. Weak. Yeah, for right now, yeah, it is. So with that, when you go to Japan and find all these sorts of figurines for like so much cheap, you're more inclined to buy them. It's sometimes you think you're taking advantage of the cheap yen, but sometimes the cheap yen is taking advantage of you. It's crazy. You know?
Hey, you're helping out their economy right there. There you go.
Yeah. So it's just this was my first one. I thought I was like, okay, I want to become a figurine collector. I'm gonna start with this, and then I saw all these other figurines of characters I also like, and I'm like, oh crap, that one's cheap. Let me just stack all these real quick. It's insane.
That's crazy. Like those, you can actually go to Ross, and Ross is usually cheaper than if you go in like Amazon, and you can find those, and those are $30 at Ross. Which is crazy.
And you don't even know if these are even the real deal or not. These are the real deal. Straight up. Yeah. It's just wow. It's just
that's nice.
And don't let me get started on food, man. Like the bowl of ramen is like $5 to $6 over there. Like it's
like $20 over here.
Yeah, it goes back to like, the yen is way more cheaper, but like holy crap, man. It's just you don't realize how much easier you got over there until like you actually start seeing these comparisons and stuff. It's insane, especially if you got to bring back so many damn souvenirs and stuff. Yeah, so it was definitely a trip. It's definitely a trip. I mean, heck, I got Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 physically for $50. Meanwhile, I got freaking Final Fantasy Tactics for like $38.
Yeah.
Like,
did you get Pokemon Legends ZA?
Oh man, I didn't really. I really thought about it, but it's just I don't know.
What about more games? Just because the box art of the Japanese games are so much better than the US ones.
Oh, I agree. I actually like the box arts a lot more and stuff. I actually like the box art for Final Fantasy Tactics and stuff. It looks really nice, you know.
It was like Dragon Quest Builders 2. The art we got here was their 3D like rendered art versus the one in Japan. They got Toriyama's artwork for Dragon Quest Builders 2. Oh, I was like, why would you not want that? But it does have a reversible sleeve in there. But I'm like, You should have used Toriyama's art for both of them. I don't get why not.
That's insane. Yeah, and I also almost thought about buying a game key card, which was Bravely Default, because in the US it's $40, and of course, but in Japan it's gonna be like way cheaper. It could have been like $28 or something like that. But I'm like, I can't succumb to these game key cards. No, I can't. So
I think you're gonna give into it later on,
Huh?
because unfortunately it seems like everything's a game key card going forward.
We'll see. We'll see what happens, because like it's just me buying a game key card just sends a chill down my spine. You know, that's just it for me. You know, but speaking of game key cards, or kind of not like game key cards, if you guys are interested about Cyberpunk 2077 on the Switch 2, you can actually get the game for $40 from the eShop right now.
Oh yeah, it is on sale.
I bought it already.
Yeah, complete everything onto the Switch 2, digital only for $40.
Yeah,
so
there's some good deals there. Like I'm holding off. I was gonna buy Chronos, but I saw Chronos was on sale on PS5, so I'm like, it's probably gonna go on sale on Switch too. And I know they've done a couple updates to make it look a lot better, and better performance and better visuals overall. So I'll wait a little bit. I'll probably wait towards, because we're so close to Black Friday, so I might wait to pick that up.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. And like, but overall, man, my trip to Japan is just a what a kind type of deal. I'm so glad I went by myself and everything, because it gave me so much time to like self reflect upon myself, along with like all the fun things I'm doing. And like, I now just came back over here. I'm still getting that post Japan trip depression still, but I am like really fully recharged and ready to lock in, because it gave me a lot of like inspiration to like, you know, just better myself and everything, and just keep pushing forward, you know, because like, hey, that will not be the last time I go to Japan, I can tell you that. But I know some friends already wanted me to go with them next year, but I'm like, bro, let me pay some debt off first. Hold up a second, you know. So
you had a good time overall, though.
Yeah, really good time. I've even been to Kyoto yet, because I kind of misread some things. So when I was looking at the maps, it was saying that it would take me 7 hours to get over to Kyoto, but I wasn't really reading closer. It was talking about, oh, if you go over to Kyoto by bus, it would be 7 hours, but if you take the train, it would be like 2 hours and 30 minutes. So I gave myself a big ass face palm, because I wanted to do the rite of passage by going to Kyoto and taking a selfie with them in the Nintendo building, but I did not.
Next time.
Yeah, definitely next time. So it's been great. It's been fun.
Did you go to a Pokemon Center?
I did. So there was a Pokemon Center where it was literally at the same building as the Nintendo Museum. I didn't go into it, because I wasn't a really big Pokemon fan as much as everyone else, you know, because because I was a big Pokemon fan before like Pokemon Sword and Shield came out, right? Yeah. I loved Pokemon X and Y, and I think I could have like Pokemon what's the Hawaiian ones? The Hawaiian games? I forgot.
Sun and Moon.
So Sun and Moon, yeah. And I would have liked those games too, but like this was an era where Pokemon games were done so well, and at the time, Game Freak was actually limited on their hardware and actually give a crap about their games. Now it's just, I don't know. It's just, if Game Freak is not willing to put so much effort into their games, why should I even bother to, you know, buy some of their games to begin with?
I think we came out to a conclusion last podcast. We found out the reason why it seems like Pokemon games went downhill after that 3DS era, which was very interesting, because there was a Pokemon leak. A lot of data got leaked, and internal documents said that it's because of one person who was there from the very beginning, that after X and Y, he was no longer allowed to be a part of the Pokemon development cycle. So it's interesting. And to me, like, usually most people you ask, like, when did Pokemon really peak for you? A lot of times they'll say like X and Y, you know, or, you know, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, because they're kind of the same thing, just one's a remake. But, you know, Sun and Moon was like the first one where a lot of people were kind of like not really feeling it. And then Sword and Shield was like more down. Scarlet and Violet, though, I liked it better than Sword and Shield. Had a lot of performance issues, but to wait for to watch last week's podcast to see what exactly I'm talking about, the reason why it seems that Pokemon has gone downhill. over the
Oh,
past 6
so
years.
was it a certain director that wasn't allowed to work on the Pokemon games anymore, or?
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I know who you're talking about. I think I saw his picture, I think, or
Yeah.
something like that. And I think that's really weird. Why they exclude him
Well,
and
he's the
stuff. It's just,
creator of Pokemon. Like he's the one who started Pokemon.
yeah, I think that's what it was. Which is
Yeah.
that's so weird to me.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do? Okay, if anything, it's more like if I ask why would they do that, I think it's mainly because money, of course,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I
Because
mean, they did it
I
at
think also with that
Kojima.
yeah, because I
Konami
think
did
also
it at
within
Kojima. So
yeah, because I think within that leak itself, they didn't really put that much money into their newer games either and stuff. And
Mhm.
if the creator was still in those projects, there'd have been a lot more money that would have been into those projects. But they're like, no, we want to spend as little as we possibly can and get as much profit as much as we can with that, you know.
Mhm.
So I listen. It's just like I don't know, man. I still like Pokemon. Don't get me wrong, but the games themselves, I can't get behind those anymore. I mean, I might try out. I'll still try out Pokemon Legends Arceus. Because I always seen glowing reviews about that game, of course.
That was good.
And then for nostalgia's sake, I might pick up either Pokemon Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl. I might pick those up as well, but that's pretty much like the furthest I'll go with those games. Legends ZA. I wish I wish there was more. I wish they could have learned something from previous games and stuff. Hoping for a voice acting in it. Of course, there's no damn voice acting, so it makes it feel weird. I feel like they would have like taken more advantage of the graphic fidelity with the Switch 2 and stuff, because I feel like if you were to do a compare contrast between the Switch 1 and the Switch 2, obviously the only differences you're going to see is sharper textures, higher resolution, and better frame rate. But I wanted like for to see better graphic fidelity within the Switch 2. I mean, come
Well,
on, we spent
apparently,
$450 for it. I mean, come on.
yeah, part of that leak was that there was a engine limitation. So like the next game that's supposed to be coming out next year is going to be on a brand new engine that they created, and that's
Mhm.
supposed to give. And there's supposed to be tech demos that they have, and there was screenshots that got put down. And they showed like what it was capable of, and it seems to be like way better, like way better looking textures. So
Okay.
yeah, they have to be
I
legit
really
because they were DMCA. It literally said copyright material. Because when I went in, I had saved it as a bookmark, and then when I went back to the post, it was gone. I was like, okay, well, I guess it's legit.
I really hope that's the case. And the thing is too, like I could say, hey, I'll come back to a Pokemon game if they allow the creator back in, which that wouldn't even matter because I'm pretty sure Pokemon Legends ZA sold record numbers again. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
it did. I didn't bother looking up the sales numbers, but it's Pokemon, so it's
yeah.
going to be selling a
It's
good
good
bit,
though.
you know?
I think you'll like Legends EA. In the beginning of the podcast we talked about it, and I said the gameplay is probably the best, and I would like for that gameplay loop to stay going forward in terms of the mechanics. And I'm excited
Mhm.
to see if they continue to use that because I think that is a good evolution of the turn-based battle system that they had before.
Can I like borrow one of y'all's copies when y'all done with it?
I got it
Because
digital, so
oh damn,
I'm the only
we're
one
not
that
friends
actually got it because Fan didn't get it either.
I got it.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that's right. We got a digital too, right,
I
Brian?
mean,
Yeah.
you got
Yeah.
game sharing going with Switch 2 now, so I
The
mean, all
game
you have
share
to
though,
do
you
is
have
just
to be next to
Be-
each
be-
You have
other.
to be in the
I
vicinity.
know, but
don't,
Yeah.
don't we have to be in the same family too?
Yeah, and you have to be in the same family as well. Yeah.
Yeah, which is like, come on, Nintendo. You have okay. It's working well. It's working well for certain cases, but not all cases. Good
Yeah.
example is that what I did is that for my sister's birthday, I bought her the DLC for Kirby's Forgotten Land for Switch 2. So when she later on gets a Switch 2, she can just pop her already existing physical game cartridge and use the DLC. But what's also cool too is that since the DLC is a virtual game cart, she can actually game share it with me while I have a Switch 2, and I bought her game, and I can beat him within 2 weeks and stuff. I thought that was a pretty cool feature and stuff, but
Yeah.
I wish they can like further open it to other like friends. Like, come on, like can you
That'd
do
be
that?
nice. Yeah,
So
that'd be nice.
yeah,
One last thing before we end the podcast. Brian, you post something on Discord. It's in French, so I don't know what it says.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It says Square
Um,
Enix France, and it's all in French.
I see Naoki Hamaguchi. I know that
Yeah.
director. All right.
We got to open it up and
He's talking
Twitter
about the 1st of
and
November.
translate. We're delighted to announce
Oh, it
that
isn't- it
Naoki
isn't- it is
Hamaguchi,
in
director
French.
of Final Fantasy VII Remake Intrigate, will be visiting Bandai Namco France booth on Saturday, November 1st. It's just saying that hey, he's going to be in France. Not one of their...
And Tifa's going to be in Tekken 8, baby. It's time.
We'll see. That'd be the first Tekken game to have 2 Final Fantasy characters. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because it has
makes so much more sense than Clive, and I love Clive, but Tifa's
Clive kind of shocked me for him to be in there, because like if we're talking about power
Clive
scaling,
should be more in a freaking Soul Calibur game with this.
No, it's just that like it's just his power scaling. It's just if he would have walked in there with just Bahamut alone, he would just annihilate every single second character in there.
Well, maybe not. I don't know. Jin and Kazuya with the devil powers might be a good fight.
Yoshimitsu uses a sword too, so that's something.
That is true. Yoshimitsu is in Tekken. True. Yeah, he was in Tekken first before Soul Calibur.
Yeah, and he uses a sword, so maybe Clive was kind of going for that.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Alrighty, we're gonna end it today because like I am about to start coughing like nonstop here. But appreciate everybody for joining us. Tune in next week. We'll hear more from Ash, and we'll get some thoughts on real quick, probably at the start, to hear what Ash has to say about the Kirby Air Writers Direct next week. As always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow over on Twitch. I'll be back tomorrow. Probably streaming some more Legends ZA, continuing that. Hopefully trying to finish it as soon as possible. So I'm ready for Metroid Prime because yes, I am excited for some Metroid Prime 4. So close. We're almost to December already, which is also crazy. We have to be looking out for that Game Awards stream. I am definitely looking forward to doing that as well.
What day of the week is that this year?
It's usually a Friday, I want to say.
I'll be off if it's a Friday. Oh, wait, will I be off? No, I won't be off, but I'll take off. Let's see.
Yeah.
Game Awards 2025.
We got to see.
Thursday. It's a Thursday.
Okay.
December 11th. So I'll be sure to take some time off for that.
Yeah. So we'll definitely be able to do that.
It's right before I leave.
When Expedition 33 wins Game of the Year, and if it doesn't, I'll just literally probably cry.
I'm not gonna cry because there's also so many good contenders.
I mean, there's a lot of nominees that it could win, like art direction, music,
Silk Song.
Till you guys finish Expedition 33, I don't want to hear it.
hey, listen, I'm still going through my emotions with it. Okay, I'm like the closest to be done with it, and I also don't want to go straight to Renoir and one shot him yet. I want to complete everything else before I even get.
Honestly, I feel bad this year. I don't think I've completed a single game. Now that I think about it, I don't even remember what games came out this year. Outside of Expedition 33, like, and there's Death Stranding, which I didn't get.
Death Stranding 2.
I didn't get. Like,
but Final Fantasy
Tactics. Yotai.
Yeah, but that can't be included for like Game of the Year.
No, that would be Game of the Year.
Yeah, that's
I'll say this much. Final Fantasy Tactics. It's my first time playing that game. I definitely do like the story direction they're going with it. I think my only problem with the game so far is that I wish that when you're in battle mode or tactical mode or something like that, when you hit an enemy or an enemy hits you, the opposition should hit back and stuff, so that way the battle can go faster. That's my only problem with it.
What do you mean?
So, for example,
what do you mean?
So if I go up to James, like if James is like 5 spaces away, and I go 4 spaces, and he's within my attack range, I attack him, and that's the end of the turn. He doesn't attack back at me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're like Fire Emblem, like you're like Fire Emblem where they attack you back. Yeah,
basically, because I think if they would add that to it, the battles will go a lot faster.
So. Yeah, but it's a different strategy too, right? Because then that's when you get counter, parry, guard, and all this other stuff. So like it brings in a different layer of combat, which to me I'm fine. Like as long as I don't want it to be a copy of Fire Emblem, right? Because I already have Fire Emblem. It being different than Fire Emblem is always good.
I would say this, the art direction of the whole intro they did looks so freaking awesome.
Yeah,
that is the most 90s thing I ever seen in my entire life. It looks so cool.
And that was made in 2000. what, like
That
3
to
or
me,
something?
What?
to me that was 90s.
The
I love that.
the opening, that sequence is from War of the Lions because that
War of the
wasn't in the
Lions. Oh,
original.
yeah, I'll look that up. Hang on a second.
Yeah,
War of
Yeah.
the
So like
Lions.
when I'm done with like the remastered version of the
2007.
game,
2007.
when I'm
Okay.
when I'm done with like the remakes slash remasters of the game, I'm probably going to go back and try to play the original version and see how that looked and stuff. Because to me, that looked really damn cool. And I feel like that was I didn't look up like who was part of the team, but I feel like they probably worked on either a Final Fantasy 6 or Final Fantasy 3, depending on like when that game
Mm,
released in Japan or something like that.
I
Because I
know.
feel like that intro, I feel like that intro is similar to that game for some odd reason.
I
You know?
know. Well, no, the people who made Tactics Ogre made Tactics.
Okay.
Also, what's his name? Yoshi P was part of that team also, who did
Oh,
Tactics. Yep.
interesting. Okay.
That's why Creative
Okay.
Business Unit 3 was able to work on it because they already had history with Final Fantasy Tactics.
Makes
All
sense.
right.
Makes sense.
Right, where can they catch you at?
At red_so_deep on Twitter. I just wanted to make a quick note that Legend of Dragoon did come out in June of 2000. I just wanted to close that loop, and then Final Fantasy VIII came out in September of '99. So you did play probably 8 or whatever before you got to 7, or you played Dragoon, or you played
Play
7 or whatever
7
before you
for
got to Dragoon or
Dragoon.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wanted to close that loop because you told me I was looking that up before and I
Mm.
didn't finish that. So yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
What about you, fam? Where can I catch you at?
You can catch me at Phaneckswhy at all the usual socials.
What about you, Ash?
You can go catch my YouTube at AshDestroyHim. I'm going to try to upload more videos again because I do have like a new recharge feeling to me, so I should be able to upload more videos now at that point. So
Post some Japan pictures in the Discord, man.
Yeah, you got to do that.
oh yeah, I forgot to do that, but yeah, I'll do so. I'll do that.
And as always, you can catch me right here at the Random Encounter. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.